6 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. MJ here, Fester, Roxanne, all in studio, pretty much on time this morning. Thank you very much for that. And
There's no pretty much.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
if you're going to
be if you're going to be a wiener about late or not late, then there's no pretty much.
Didn't need to mark anybody tardy. Tardy.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Put it in my HR file.
Is anybody going to complain about me using the word tardy? Just out of curiosity. How about your friend? Is he going to complain about the tardy? All right. 6:01 at the MJ Morning Show here on a Friday morning. Hello, everybody. Yeah, some weird stuff is cropping up. You know, they had that fire in St. Pete at the debris pile. Did you see that?
Yeah, what a mess.
Yeah, that's a mess. Yeah, so some advice on debris pile behavior and etiquette. Yeah, debris pile etiquette. We'll get into that. There's a bus accident because of debris. I mean, just a lot of like weird little ancillary things that we'll get to coming up during the course of the show today. Hey, let me check my app here. Yep, still on time. Yeah, my flight out later today to my 40th high school reunion in Virginia Beach.
What time's your flight?
2 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an afternoon flight. Okay.
Plenty of time.
Yeah. So I've got plenty of time. I don't have to go end the show early. Have you race me to the airport? I don't have my luggage with me. No, I'm good. I'm good. I was supposed to be on Breeze both ways, but then Breeze wasn't quite a breeze. They canceled. Well, they don't like to call it cancel, but they canceled my outbound flight. So I was on Breeze, and I preferred nonstop. You know, Tampa International right to Norfolk International, and I had a great flight like noon today, and then like a month and a half ago they sent an email, hey, we've changed the time of your flight. I'm like, all right, so it's going to be an hour early.
They say change the time of your flight rather than cancel.
Yeah, maybe an hour later. And their idea of changing the time of my flight was moving it from Friday to Saturday.
That's a time.
I'm like, hey, thanks, Breeze.
Yeah,
that wasn't quite a breeze. Yeah, this will be my second time on Breeze. We flew Breeze to Norfolk a year ago. And remember when we landed back at Tampa International Airport, the landing gear broke. And, it didn't collapse. And we weren't going, we weren't scraping down the runway. Something got twisted, and the guy couldn't, operate the plane back to the gate, so they had to tow us in. Yeah, and
so what are you flying? Are you flying up American?
Yeah, I got to fly American up, and I'm flying Breeze back, and I'm gonna bring a backpack because I on Breeze I did not pre-select my seat for $32. So I'm just going to play seat roulette on the way back. And then also I took the cheapest fare, so I don't have they want $35 for a carry-on bag. So just for a carry, I guess like Spirit kind of. So, but if I have a personal item, I'm okay. And for just tonight and tomorrow, I'm fine with a personal item. I'll wear my same underwear 3 days in a row. It's not a problem.
If you flip them inside out after day 2, you get a third day.
I'm kidding.
Turn them inside out.
I'm joking.
Nobody's going to see them.
Nah, so I just need a backpack that I can scrunch under the seat. Or I do have a carry bag as well that I've used for my Spirit flights where I'm not going to pay for a carry-on bag. Or, with Spirit, I never selected my seat either. I kind of gamed their system on the check-in. And you had to, but Breeze is a little different. I got to see when it's time to check in on Breeze. I got to see if they would do what Spirit does. And the hack on Spirit, if you don't know this, the hack on Spirit Airlines is you watch the seating chart. And for those that don't pre-select a seat and pay, they start filling the plane via the computer from the rear so that you can watch the last row, the second to last, and so on. And then you can also watch what seat is up next. Did they just fill the window in row 22? Up. And then the middle is next. Up. No, don't check in yet. Wait till that middle is taken. And you've got the aisle available and then the other aisle or window on the other side. So you wait and you can strategically game the system And you got to wait for the right time, and you can't be greedy because sometimes you have people in the way back that then say, you know what, I'm going to pay $22 and pick a better seat. And then that seat opens up, and then you could be stuck in the way back. So you have to, that's the Spirit way. Now with Breeze, I can't remember whether when I go to check in, when you get the notification, hey, it's time to check in for your flight, 24 hours out. I can't remember if then they assign you the seat then and there, or if they do it at the airport. So I got to play that one by ear.
I can't wait to hear where you sit on your plane.
Oh, shut up.
Sounds riveting.
Shut
really,
up.
I mean,
Hey,
wow.
Speaking of Spirit, did I tell you guys? I don't think I did because it was like during Hurricane Week or right before.
Yeah.
We were-
why are you so subdued? It's almost like you're all
I'm not subdued. No, do you notice what I'm doing, MJ? I have to have my microphone on my shoulder like a parrot. These are the crappy microphones we have in the studio. If I want to stand and talk to you and actually see your eyeballs, I have to hold my mic on my shoulder. And so it's like...
You're like a pirate with a parrot. Yarr! So why don't you put in a ticket with the engineering department or bring a pair of pliers and tighten up the screws?
Okay. Sure. I just like it to be dangly. I usually am seated. It doesn't matter. But for right now, I'm standing and I've got my parrot microphone. And what was I talking about? Spirit Airlines. Listen to what happened.
Right.
I was driving through Tampa International, or, like right under the interchange past Memorial, like I'm going to Tampa or the I-275. And a Spirit flight came down. It was about to land.
And almost hit your car?
It was so close all the way. No,
it-
no, it wasn't going to hit my car.
Yeah.
It was doing its normal descent. And all of a sudden, it did the whoosh back up. And
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
That's a go around.
And I've never seen the go around from that angle. I mean, I've
Really?
been in a plane for a go around, but to watch it happen where it's so close, like it's about to land, and then boom,
Yeah.
shot up into the sky.
Yeah, I've been on a number of go arounds, maybe in my flying career, and I've got on all airlines probably close to 1 million miles, and I've had I probably had 4 or 5 go arounds. It's not that well for a pilot. It's not uncommon, but for a passenger, it does happen. So you got to see the Spirit. Was it one of the yellow mustard bottle spirits or the white Spirit?
No,
Yeah.
it was yellow.
Yeah, they still have some of those white ones, that are not mustard, French's mustard bottle yellow. Which I don't know who signed off on that. Who said yeah?
Yeah.
Bright mustard French's. Yeah, that's the look we're looking for.
Listen, man, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Be seen.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
whatever.
we
Listen,
saw it.
That's it.
All right, 6:08 at the MJ Morning Show. Andrew had me look at your text this morning, Roxanne.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew said, "Hey, did you see Roxanne's text this morning?" And I said, "No, I did not." So Andrew pointed your text out to me. So let me address that when we get back.
Okay.
Yeah, you were wondering if you were going to be on time because you got delayed at the house.
Yeah. I said, I think I'm going to be on time, but if I was late, it would be because of this.
Hold on to that thought, but you were on time. Let me address that because I want to ask a question because it seems to run counter to something that you had said a long time ago. I'm a little baffled.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
That's the irony. Good, you picked up on that.
I'm a little bafflated. So hold on. We'll get to that next. Just getting rolling here on a Friday. It's going to be a busy program today. 6:09. Traffic's on. Got a dude named Shriner with the latest.
No major issue.
MJ here, Roxanne over there, Fester over there. It is the MJ Morning Show, Friday morning, 6:20. Hey, one weird phenomena that occurred during the hurricane. This is Milton, not Helene. Did you hear that birds were dropping out of the sky and they were falling on a cruise ship deck? Or, I mean, just...
What?
Yeah, it's just weird. Yeah, I had this story a couple of days ago. I just didn't get around to it.
Dead birds?
Yeah, well, here's the deal. So folks that were on a number of cruise ships during Milton apparently experienced seabirds falling from the sky onto the ship's deck. And this was prior to it actually striking. It's not like they were on the cruise ship, out in the Gulf as the hurricane was rolling in. This was like a couple of days prior. Let me share this. So according to a website, which is called cruiseradio.net, I don't know what the hell is that? Is it like Walmart radio?
Hey, man.
Hey, welcome to Walmart Radio. You're in Walmart. You ever hear the stuff coming out of the speakers and they have like a DJ that's like, hey, it's Walmart Radio. Hey, good boy. Hey, it's great to have you along for the ride as you're pushing your shopping cart through Walmart. Hey, man, it's Walmart Radio.
I think it's actually brilliant, Walmart Radio.
Oh, I don't have a problem with it.
That's great.
Yeah.
They do shout-outs to employees in stores in Wichita Falls.
I could do that job.
Yeah, I don't think they do that.
They do.
All right. So, Cruise Radio, according to this website, at least 2 ships had this crazy event. The Carnival Valor and the Royal Caribbean Serenade of the Seas. This was October 8th and 9th, and it was off of our coast, off of the coast of the Tampa area out in the Gulf. And one of the submitters that posted video, I guess, on this website said, quote, we're stuck on a cruise that ported out of Tampa and suddenly thousands of birds and moths starting to fly erratically in the middle of the sea and started falling out of the sky, and they had to close all the open decks. What?
Jeez.
Guy by the name of John Held, who was a brand ambassador for Carnival, he posted on social media, said that the birds were somehow caught during their migration. And when this happens, when birds are caught in storms, when they're migrating,
They just die?
well, they've been apparently known to fall out of the sky and crash onto the ship's decks.
So if some of them hit the ship, that means thousands more just hit the water?
That's what I would assume. I was
Yeah.
about to point something similar out.
Wow.
Holy shit.
I mean, a ship is very small in the ocean.
Right,
Yeah,
Or in,
right.
or in the Gulf.
It's just a speck when you're dealing with the thousands and hundreds of thousands of square miles out there. Yeah, he also pointed out the dead birds that fall onto the ships. They're collected and they're put on the buffet.
This Cornish hen looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
No,
Lee.
he didn't say that. Oh, they're trying to. I guess what are they trying not to anger PETA? I mean, listen, it's not their fault the birds are falling out of the sky
No.
because of natural phenomenon.
How did that many moths get to the middle of the
Yeah,
ocean?
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
question.
He said that the birds were collected and disposed of following United States public health protocols. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, really weird. So
Thousands of birds?
So what happened to them? Like, why?
You know what? They ought to do like bird shuffleboard. Do they still have
Oh,
do they have,
on the cruise ships? Yeah.
do they have shuffleboard decks still on the cruise ships?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I didn't see one on the Disney, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
didn't
they-
look for
yeah.
one, but I'm sure it's up there somewhere.
Wow. It's 6:25. I just thought that was weird. Roxanne, let's address your text.
Yeah. Okay, I'm so glad that you picked up on, because I was thinking about the ironic thing in that text as I was in the shower.
All right, well, let's see if we're on
Okay.
the same wavelength. So
Yeah.
I didn't originally see your text, but about 10, 15 minutes before showtime, Andrew rolls in and said, hey, you see Roxanne's text? I'm like, no, let me go check. So, I'm so busy in getting prep for the show. I'm that's one of the times where I'm really not on my phone. And
Okay.
I think we're all guilty of being on our phones too much.
I think so.
And in my half hour prior to showtime, I'm really kind of laying things out and just kind of organizing my mad pile of crap. All right, so I saw your let me share this text. So Roxanne sends a text to our group. Did I lose the text?
It's to the three of you.
Oh, no,
guys.
here it is. Okay. Yeah, I got to find the right group. All right, so this is to Andrew, Fester, and me. And you wrote at 5:43, and at that point, you're in the vehicle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're driving and texting?
No,
That's
I was at a light.
dangerous. So you're the one that when the light turns green, you're still sitting there looking down at your phone and you got a hunk?
Finished it
that-
before the light turned green.
There's a lot of that. Yeah,
Actually, I didn't text it. I voice texted it.
Oh, okay. But, there's a lot of that. When you're sitting at a light, you're
Yeah, there
behind
is.
somebody and the lead car doesn't move.
Yep.
And it's because they're engrossed. They're on their phone, they're texting, they're watching some streaming video, whatever. Happens all the time.
Oh, yeah. I saw a lady a couple days ago. I was driving home and she's veering into my lane 3 times. She almost comes into me.
Great.
And I speed past her. And as I'm looking past her, I'm in the right lane. As I'm looking at her, I'm not kidding you. She's looking at her phone like this. Like this.
Like face down.
She's got
buried into
one
it?
hand on the wheel and it was so shoved up her nose.
Yeah, it looks like you've got your phone very close to your face. Are you emulating the fact that she had some kind of a myopic issue and she's all
Maybe so, but she was engrossed, whatever it was she had going on her phone. I'm like, could you not drive in both lanes?
What was the
when you're
age of this woman?
Middle age.
Okay.
What do you consider middle-aged?
30.
That's not middle-aged.
That's true. I mean, people are dropping dead at 60.
That isn't.
Right?
That is not middle-aged.
I'm
Middle-aged is
teasing. I don't know.
50-ish, 55.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
middle-aged.
Yeah, I'm
No,
teasing.
you don't live to 110.
Hey, do me a Fester, Google.
Yeah, that's a good point too, Fester.
Google. I realize that you'd think that if you're 50 and middle-aged that's halfway there, so you can live to 100.
No.
But no, there's sort of it's always been. All right, Google quickly.
Right.
What is considered middle-aged?
Well, let's put it this way. She wasn't so old that she needed glasses to look at her phone. You know what I mean? She wasn't.
How do you know what her ocular issues are?
Because she had her phone
you
jammed
could
up
be
to
a
her
7-year-old little kid and need glasses.
face. No, but what I'm saying is she had her phone so close to her face. Aren't more middle-aged people? They're holding it out like this.
I think it's
Holding it at arm's length.
It's on the latter end of middle age.
Middle age is the period of adulthood between childhood and old age, and is generally considered to be the ages of 40 to 60.
Oh, wow.
It's a
So
wide range.
I said 50-ish.
Yeah.
So-
So I mean I was
You
right.
won.
I was right. Oh.
So take if you chop your life up into 20-year segments, the first 20's childhood and teenage years, that doesn't count. Then your adult years,
Yeah.
you have 20 to 40, then you have 40 to 60,
Yeah.
and then you're an old fart.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so let me get back to Roxanne's text.
Yeah.
We got
You
distracted.
didn't even read it.
So you texted this. I think I'm gonna be on time today, but if I wasn't, it's 'cause C-U-Z. I can't get out of the hot shower on a cold day, right? I just wanna stand there and burn my skin off.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm in the shower. I'm literally telling myself, Roxanne, get out of the shower. You've been here too long. You've been here too long. And then my other part of my brain's like, but it feels so good. The hot water burning my skin off. I just want to stand here for.
What, are you having a conversation with yourself?
Yes.
Like the devil and the angel are arguing?
Yes.
Stay in the
Happens
shower.
all the
No,
time.
get out of the shower. Stay in the shower. Get out of the shower. Stay in the shower. Get out of the shower.
And then I thought, how ironic that on a day where I could probably get a good cold splash from the pipes being a little bit colder underground.
Yep.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in a cold shower.
Because didn't you once ask Joe the plumber?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you once ask him that since we're in Florida and we never really get really, really, really cold water like they do up north?
Yes.
How do you get really, really, really cold water in Florida coming out of your faucet? And he said that you have to install a chiller. And so wait a minute, you like cold, chilly water, but now you like hot water?
No, it's not now. It's not like a new thing. It's just on a cold day. On a cold day, you just want to stay in the shower. And this is a cold day for us Floridians, right? It's just harder to get out of the shower, even though the house temperature is even roughly the same. You just it's cold outside and you don't want to get out and you just want the water to scald you.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying that it's somewhat contradictory. That's it.
Yeah.
I got to chuckle at that.
I thought the same thing.
That you wanted ice cold chilled water coming out of your cold, and now you want a hot shower.
Yeah, I thought the same thing to myself. I was like, imagine that. I mean, normally I want it to be cold.
All right, 6:31 at the MJ Morning Show. Roxanne, a walking contradiction. On occasion, not always, just on occasion. I guess I can be a walking contradiction sometimes as well. Point it out whenever I am, please. Thank you. All right, 6:31 at the MJ Morning Show. When we return, we'll dive into an early pile of morons in the news. Got some good stuff today. Westfall Roofing, folks, is here to help. It is 6:40 at the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, you going to mention this thing on your Instagram about the truck in the tree? This is amazing.
Oh,
Is that a Ford Transit van?
Yeah, I think it's a transit van.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did the tree fall on the truck?
I rented one of those recently from Hertz because I went down to Sarasota because my old Sony 75-incher was 10 years old and it was starting to have software issues. And I got the new A95L, which is just an awesome TV. Whew, baby.
I didn't want to get caught in the technical weeds of what kind of
but
TV you have.
The point is I rented that exact van
To transport.
to bring this TV up because my buddy Andrew owns Advanced ESI down there, and he got me a good deal on the Sony, and he's a dealer. And wow,
this is a bad day for old Mario Quartz.
Yeah, whatever it is. So this is in my neighborhood yesterday. Folks, if you haven't seen the video, it's already got like 10,000 views. I posted this at like 7 o'clock or 7:30 last night, and it already has 10,000. Let me see where it was. It was like closing in on 10,000 earlier today.
Did the tree fall, or did
No.
you hit the tree that was already down?
Yeah, there was not enough clearance from a tilted tree that had fallen over. And let me see how many views this thing has right now. It has 9,577. So it's going to be at 10,000 before you know it. Go to my Instagram and take a look at this. Go to Certified MJ Radio. And, of course, you should be following me for amazing content like a woman driving a transit van into a tree branch and it rips the roof off the van like a can opener.
Why wasn't there any kind of signage?
Yeah,
like,
you know what?
Down tree.
Somebody should have dangled like the yellow caution tape. I don't know. That is well, you have a lot of this. So this is a giant. I mean, this is a massive oak tree, humongous oak tree.
How's this branch not been trimmed in the last week?
This is on West Cleveland Street. It's right behind the Publix on Kennedy Boulevard. So you got Publix, 4900 Kennedy Boulevard, right across from West Shore Plaza, and then right behind the Publix is West Cleveland Street. And I'm doing my 3-mile walk yesterday, and as I'm walking up West Shore, I'm hanging a left going west on Cleveland, and I see that there are police lights down there. And I'm like, oh, what's going on down there? Well, I'm going to be walking right by it. It's not like I'm nosing in. That's my typical path. So, hey, bring the video back up. All right, go ahead and restart it, and I want to get my audio from the very beginning here. All right, listen to this.
Oh, no. Oh, it's terrible. Low-hanging branches.
No pictures. That's gonna help.
I'll help. I already helped with a cut team.
Oh, good.
I'm happy to help. Oh, boy. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, it feels so bad. This is obviously low-hanging branch from all the storm damage. And driver looks to be okay, but just slammed right into this thing. Just Hurricane Milton aftermath here in South Tampa in Beach Park. Wow. And TPD's on the scene. Thanks to TPD for all their help during this situation.
Yeah, wait for you to totally ignore a lawful order. No pictures. Forget it.
He was joking.
No, I'm kidding.
You heard him laugh.
Yeah, he was
like, hey, no pictures unless you're going to help.
Yeah.
He's laughing.
So,
Truth and humor.
Yeah, TPD was very friendly.
No, these transit vans have a high top roof.
Oh, man.
That you have to account for. That's like 2 feet, 3 feet up sometimes.
Go to my Instagram and take a look at this. Certified MJ Radio. My Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. And this woman's just driving down the street, and suddenly, tree! And it rips the roof off. Next thing you know, you got 3 foot of limb inside the cargo area of the van. Luckily, the lady was okay. It could have been decapitated, depending on how this thing, hit her.
She
but
didn't even see it.
No,
honestly, if I'm a crash scene investigator,
Yeah.
she was looking down or looking at something else.
No, she was probably looking straight ahead, just didn't realize
that there's a branch.
Yeah.
You see this tree that's taking up the whole road. If you're questioning your clearance, you go underneath it at a snail's pace.
Yeah.
Or
this is fully embedded in her
Exactly.
truck.
Or you pull close and then you get out and you look and see if you're gonna clear it. All right, you got to go look at this video.
She was responding back to a text from Roxanne or something about hot showers, and she plowed into this tree.
You got to take a look at the video. It's on my Instagram. It's the first item you'll see. It's the last thing I posted last night. But there's more to the story. I don't know if I'll get to some morons here, but let me tell the rest of there's more to the story now. The rest of the story.
Did you help cut?
Did
you really help?
Let me tell you what happened. So the TPD officer was joking, hey, no pictures unless you're going to help. Ha, ha, ha. And, of course, he can't stop you from – he was joking around. He can't stop you from taking pictures in a public place. But he was joking. He wasn't even insinuating that.
I understand.
So I say to him, listen, I'm happy to help. Let me go see if I can go door to door to some of the neighbors and see if they have a chainsaw to free this woman and cut this giant branch out. So I hit a bunch of houses. Nobody has a chainsaw. Right?
You want to talk about a practical joke show? Have MJ knock on your door asking for weird things.
Yeah, you got a chainsaw.
Hey, aren't you the guy from the radio station?
So listen to this. So the houses I went to nearby, nobody had a chainsaw. I'm like, you know what? let me roll over to the Publix parking lot. There've been a bunch of linemen and power company trucks in there. So I walk around the wall to the backside of the Publix parking lot, and I saw a couple of work trucks in there, but and then I saw a Florida Wildlife Commission officer getting out of his pickup truck, FWC. And I said, hey, any chance you have a chainsaw? And he said, hey, what's up? I'm like, look right over there. And you could see, like, over the wall, the van top and the tree through it. I said, oh, my.
Oh, wow.
So this guy was walking into Publix, this FWC officer, probably to get a pub sub.
I was about to say, was he on duty? Was he getting like a lunch break or something?
I don't know if he was coming off of duty or if he was just doing some shopping. He might have been just off duty. So I said, hey, you got a chainsaw? He said, nope. But I'm sure we have a unit nearby that does.
Yeah.
He gets on the radio and he calls, hey, he makes a little call. Hey, I'm over here on, near Kennedy and West Shore on Cleveland. Anyone with a chainsaw? So one of his buddies in an unmarked pickup truck, 2 FWC officers in an unmarked, they were 5 minutes away and they had like 2 chainsaws on their truck. So they show up within 5 minutes. So I helped to facilitate the chainsaw. And the TPD officers, they were very appreciative because they had already made a call as well. But they were like getting passed down the line. Okay, you got to call somebody who calls somebody to call somebody.
I mean, typically law enforcement officers, like a police department, doesn't carry chainsaws with them at all times.
Except, though, in the aftermath of the hurricane, you've got a lot of these cut teams from the various police agencies. Like, listen, last Saturday, I joined the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office for a spell on a cut team last Saturday. Sergeant Jeff Catlin and his corporal Tim, and then they had 7 other deputies, cutting trees, and I joined them in removing debris. So it worked out well. Here's this FWC officer, and I find him. I'm like, hey, do you have a chainsaw? And within 5 minutes, he had another FWC truck out there that had chainsaw, and they got up there and they cut the tree out. The lady was coming from St. Pete, and the GPS routed her that way. I guess she came off of maybe it was traffic. I don't know, but it took her off of she was coming from St. Pete. She was picking up countertop samples in St. Pete and driving them back to Orlando.
Oh,
and
no.
The GPS took her off of 275, at Kennedy. And I guess it took her down Hoover and then down Cleveland. Maybe it was trying to help her avoid all that downtown congestion or the West Shore congestion. And then she drives right into the tree. So she's trying to go back to Orlando. So they you ought to look at the video. The whole truck was compressed down and it almost looked like the front tire was flat. And once they freed the vehicle from the tree, the
released.
Truck, it sprung back up. And, we're like, hey, yeah, you could drive back to Orlando. You're going to have a little bit of a breeze up there because you peeled open the roof of your vehicle. And I think she was going to just drive back to Orlando.
It's a convertible now.
Just call the boss, say, little damage on the road. Okay, so question.
Yeah.
How does nobody cut this tree down in a week?
Yeah.
We have hundreds of people out there cutting. And this is a major road. Cleveland is not a neighborhood road.
Yeah, no, Cleveland's a neighborhood road.
It's a 1 block off of Kennedy.
Yeah, but it's
big.
it's not a major road.
Of the neighborhood roads, this is a busy one.
It's a busier one, but it's not a major road. Cleveland is
a neighborhood road. It's a busy one.
Cleveland,
it's not Tacon.
Right.
It's not. It's a busy road.
It's not Harborview or Wallcraft.
No, it's not Wallcraft.
Right. Yeah.
It's a busier. It's 1 block off of the main road. So. MJ, I mean, how is this not cut in 7 days?
Yeah, so this huge oak was tilting over. The roots were out of the ground, and there was enough clearance for pickup trucks or regular vans. But this is
Kia.
Yeah, this is a high top transit van, and just rips the roof right off this thing, and the trees inside the van is crazy. And thanks to FWC and TPD, got the lady on the way. I'm just fortunate that I was able to go round up this FWC guy. So I did my citizen part yesterday. So with the cops saying, hey, no pictures unless you're going to help, I'm like, well, guess what?
You helped.
Guess what? I took pictures. I'm getting a bunch of views, but I helped. absolutely help this woman get on her way.
Hey, Andrew, can you cue up Mariah Carey's hero?
Will you stop it?
Because he's a hero.
Will you stop
really,
it? Anyway.
You should walk around your neighborhood with a cape.
Go take a look at this video of the tree through the van roof while can you imagine she's driving, and then, suddenly, oh my God. She said it was like she hit a wall.
Yeah, MJ, honestly, her face was buried in the GPS. She's from Orlando. She doesn't know the area. Suddenly she's on a side street.
No, but Cleveland is a residential street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one block
mostly
off of
houses. Yeah. All right. So take a look. The video's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. Hey, remind me to bring this back up like a little after 8 o'clock or so, so we can, because this is remarkable. The video's remarkable.
You don't see this every day.
No, you don't. Certified MJ Radio. See the video, Certified MJ Radio. And if you don't follow me, give me a follow on Instagram for great can opener truck roof videos just like this and a whole lot more. All right, 6:52. I didn't even get to morons in the news. I'll tell you what, let's push this off until the next segment. Hey, also, should I get a haircut? Think about that. I want to discuss this later on. Before I get on my flight, should I get a haircut? From Great Clips. Let me try to figure this out. All right, 6:52. Back in minutes. We start the 7 o'clock hour next here on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, how about... Yeah, I'm not getting rid of that one. I'm leaving Froggy in there. That's sort of a memorial.
Good.
You know, I'm not changing it. Some folks like, hey, you know, that little identifier that you run, little MJ morning show, little sweeper, it still says Froggy. Yeah, that's intentional. Because I will never forget. And I'm still working on bringing Froggy back.
Yeah. I like that.
7:02 at the MJ Morning Show, yes?
I do have a follow-up to something we did earlier that I find quite interesting.
Okay, well, let me see if I find it quite interesting as well.
We were talking about those birds that were dying and falling on the cruise ships.
That is it. So just refresh everyone's memory.
So there are these people who are on a cruise, and all of a sudden there are these birds that are falling onto the deck.
Yeah, this is prior to landfall.
Yes.
This is some of the cruise ships were out in the Gulf, and there were two cruise ships. I think it was like a Carnival and a Royal Caribbean or whatever. And the birds are like and moths, birds and moths are just falling out of the sky onto the cruise ship.
Yeah. So my cousin, what's the explanation? And if they're falling on the cruise ship, then they're falling out in the ocean too. And so my cousin, who is a bird watcher, sent me this. And he said, as the birds migrate across the Gulf and they encounter heavy headwinds, they get exhausted and can't fly anymore. It takes a lot of energy to make that journey. And then when you have those winds. So he knows, he's an expert. He's taken my daughters know everything they know about birds from him and also from, speaking of Froggy, and what tufted titmice are, or titmouses. What is it? Is it titmouse?
Yeah, titmouse. Yeah,
yeah, but is it mouses or mice?
Titmouse. No.
I mean, if you had a bunch of them.
Yeah. Well, what is your cousin, an ornithologist?
Pretty much. Yeah. Damn near one.
And an entomologist.
Mm-hmm.
He's an ornithologist, entomologist. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, I thought that was fascinating, and it makes sense.
Or maybe the birds were doing something similar to, what was the movie? Was it Don't Look Up? Was that the...
Was it?
What's the movie where like all kinds of the weird phenomena was happening? Was that Don't Look Up?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, that movie kind of left you hanging. It was like just... It was kind of there. It just didn't explain. Right? Wasn't that the Netflix movie? Don't Look Up?
I don't know. Dead birds?
No, I said it's not. I'm not saying dead birds. I'm saying Don't Look Up.
You said you weren't sure, so I was looking.
Don't look up. Yeah, from 2021. Is that the? That's the one where like just like this weird phenomena happens, right? Yeah, that's it. Don't Look Up. Yeah. All right. So it is 7:04 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Hey, I thought this was important. And if you're a motorcycle rider, this is like my public service thing for the day. There's a new study out. And I mean, this is like kind of out of the department. But a new study out points to a correlation between helmet use in motorcycles and the odds of survival.
Don't we know this?
What?
Don't we know this already?
Well, you'd think. I mean, it just makes sense. Yeah, you've got like a certain breed of motorcycle riders that they try to make a case and justify not wearing a helmet, that they've talked themselves into it's safer for me to not have a helmet because of my visibility. Hey, it's not you in most cases, but sometimes you have a bunch of those reckless crotch rocket guys. You know, some of those guys on the Yamahas and the Suzukis and the Kawasaki crotch rockets, some of those guys are just reckless beyond belief. But
yeah, those guys are wearing good helmets, though.
Yeah, a lot of times.
For the most part.
Yeah, well, for the most part. But this is just a new study, and it's looking at decades of fatal motorcycle crashes, and this has been just released by the IIHS, which is the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. They're that independent agency that smashes cars. You see they'll do the head-ons into the wall, the offsets.
They do it with motorcycles, too?
No, but they have data that they've compiled. And, you know, they're the ones that really kind of pushed the car industry over the last, like, 20 years to build safer cars. Because they were doing these independent crash tests and releasing the videos and shaming car companies and showing people, you know, this brand, this model. And, oh, my God, look at this thing.
Yeah,
you're going to put your family in that? Holy So they did a really good job in kind of shaming the car companies into making cars that just crash tested better. Anyway, so back over to this. Decades of motorcycle data, and the study says that 20,000 motorcyclists who died in crashes in the U.S. since the mid-'70s would have survived if stronger helmet laws had been in place. Yeah, the organization said that 22,058 motorcyclists' lives could have been saved if every state had required all riders to wear helmets.
Okay.
Only 17 states and the District of Columbia have mandatory helmet laws in place. So most states, helmet is optional. Florida used to be a helmet law state. We used to require helmets, and then some time ago, it became optional. But what they're saying is that's a lot of people. That 22,000 souls could have been saved if they had a helmet.
Not over 40 years. It's not that many people.
Oh, really?
Listen.
One person. Come on, Fester.
Ride or die.
Listen.
This is America. This is freedom. You don't want to wear a helmet, don't wear a helmet. This is the consequence.
My kids scream at people with no helmets on.
Yeah.
Like
they roll down the window?
Yes, they do. Mom, roll down the window. I'm going to tell them to wear a helmet.
Your 4-year-old and 7-year-old are screaming at motorcyclists with no helmet?
Yes.
Why don't you take them down to Bike Week and try that and see what new words the kids learn?
Yeah.
You ever been to Bike Week?
I have never been to Bike Week.
You should go.
So it's an experience,
are you talking Sturgis or are you talking over Daytona?
No, I'm talking Daytona. I've never been up to Sturgis. I'm not a bike guy. I'm not a Harley guy. I don't ride. That's just not what I do.
Yeah,
However,
the suspension couldn't handle you.
yeah, have you? What are those two fat twins?
The McGuire twins.
Yeah,
back in the Guinness 1970s Guinness Book of World Record days.
Yeah, that little Honda that they were on when they had that picture, one of the greatest pictures.
Oh, they broke welds on the frame.
Right. So you should go to Bike Week. Just get a hotel room in Daytona. Go for one night. It's a fun environment.
All right, yeah.
Don't bring your
The
kids.
McGuire twins, they were like the fattest twin, the heaviest twins, and they held the Guinness World Record for a while. And that was one of the pictures that when I was in 3rd and 4th grade in class, we used to look at those pictures like in the front of the Guinness book. And that was one of the pictures we always snickered and chuckled at. Yeah, we laughed at because these guys were just. I mean, they were like the size of 4 grimaces.
These are big boys.
Yeah, you put these guys in a purple outfit, they could have scored big time making appearances at McDonald's.
You type McGuire twins into Google hit images, and like every picture, they're on motorcycles.
Exactly. And they're these they're not even full-size bikes. It's like they're on mini bikes. The bikes are crying for help.
I love these guys.
Anyway, I think they're still alive.
No,
They're not.
Actually lived very short lives.
No.
Born in 46, dead in 79. Oh, the
Yeah.
other one died in 2001.
Really?
Yeah, Benny. Nope, that's
Hold on.
McCrary.
You got the wrong grave.
The grave of the McGuire twins in Hendersonville, North Carolina.
So why does it say McCrary instead of McGuire?
That might be the other the family name. I don't know.
Anyway,
Everything's off of Google.
Where the hell was I?
You talk.
I didn't get to morons in the news, really. You know, this got kind of lost in the shuffle. There's this nut job Frontier Airlines passenger that went crazy because the pilot would not turn back for her forgotten phone.
Oh, no.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Then she started ranting that she's the president. I mean, just nutso stuff. All right, so what happened? I think I've got some audio on this. Yeah. Get to that here in a second. Yeah, I've been sitting on this for a couple of days. We've been kind of preoccupied with stuff, but we were slowly getting back to normal. By the way, I've got a pile of hurricane-related stuff. We'll get to that coming up.
Mix.
So stand by. And also, folks, if you would like to help the relief efforts, we here at Beasley, our parent company, we've partnered with the American Red Cross, and you can make a donation. So we'll give you the details on that coming up in just a bit. So back over to this maniac woman.
McGuire twins was their stage name.
Oh,
McCrary was their birth name.
well, thank you for clarifying that because
Listen.
I was just beside myself with curiosity.
Well, listen, I want all things we say about exceptionally fat people to be truthful.
All right, so this Frontier Airlines passenger claimed to be a sovereign ruler and president of this whole G-damned country in this meltdown because the pilot would not turn back to the gate to let her get her cell phone that she left at the airport. Yeah, the female passenger, who we don't have a name on, just went into meltdown mode, expletives flying all over the place. The flight was getting ready to take off from San Diego, going to Las Vegas. The clip has gone viral on social media. There was a passenger that videoed the whole situation and said the lady went crazy after and she went nuts on the crew because she realized she left her phone in the gate area. You know what she probably did?
Mm-hmm.
She's probably charging it at the gate. You see the people,
Yeah.
sometimes, they have those charging stations, which, by the way, security experts say never use those charging stations.
Yeah.
That there have been incidents of viruses being put into your phone
From those chargers?
Some of those charging stations, they're kind of hacked, and there have been cases where your phone has been infiltrated and malware and
Really?
virus. Yes,
Are we talking about like the Tampa airport, or are you talking about like the Beijing airport?
dude. Google this. Don't charge your phone at airport kiosks. Virus malware. Just type that in. Don't charge your phone. Airport kiosks. Virus malware. I'm not making this up. Dude, guys, we talked about this on the show several times. Look at this. From CBS News. Here, let me take control of this computer. Think twice before charging your phone at the airport. This was an FBI warning. This is from 2023. This is from just a year ago. Let me share this. You may want to think twice before charging your phone at the airport. The FBI issued a warning recently via its official Denver Twitter account about public USB ports that are commonly found in airports, hotels, and malls. FBI Denver, avoid using free charging stations in airports, hotels, or shopping centers. Bad actors have figured out ways to use public USB ports to introduce malware and monitoring software into devices. Carry your own charger and USB cord and use an electrical outlet instead. So you can plug it into the wall at the airport or find like a B pillar, a pillar.
Yeah.
Find one of those with it has an outlet in it. Or
And a lot of airport seating has the plugs.
Or sometimes they have the plugs underneath. If you plug it into a regular outlet and you plug your own thing in, no problem. But when you have those charging kiosks, the FBI said over a year ago, don't use these things because they're malware monsters and hackers have been able to infiltrate phones. The best thing to do is have a battery bank. I had an old Anchor that, still works well, but it's it's like 8 years old and it still works. But right before Milton, I ordered this new rectangular with like a digital display Anchor just to have another supply because I knew we were going to lose power. And, of course, we did for 4 days, at my house in South Tampa. But be really, really careful. All right, so this woman just flips the bleep out. A passenger that videoed her said that she went crazy. The pilot would not turn the plane around and go back to the gate to let her get her phone that she left there. She's yelling, if I was white and in a suit, you would stop the effing plane? Laugh now, I'm the president of this whole G-damned country? Watch, see the effing TV news? I mean, it sounds like this lady's unhinged. Yes, I need to get off the plane. She's yelling this. I need to tell you straight up.
Do we have audio of this?
Yeah, I've got some audio. Let me try to play just
as much as I love your dramatic reenaction. I'd love to hear it.
I don't think the quality is.
All right.
Here, listen.
If I was white in a suit, you would stop the plane. Laugh now. I am the president of this whole country. Watch, see the TV news. That's a damn bona fide word.
Did you sure that's a damn bona fide word?
I gotta say, the word bona fide isn't used enough in arguments.
Yes, I need to get off this plane, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, don't you ever come against nobody because of their skin color again. You had enough time. I've seen Frontier do illegal stuff several times. I've been riding.
I've seen Frontier do illegal stuff several times.
Yeah, so break the law for me.
Yeah, she's not gonna let it slide this time.
Well, I wouldn't be breaking the law, but
for the last 8 years. Don't tell me. You had enough time to stop that and tell the pilot to not go. You just released him from the bank. I saw it out the window. I know it within my heart. I am an affirmed sovereign ruler here in the government.
Ooh.
I'm an affirmed sovereign ruler. This lady's out of her freaking mind.
We're getting official.
Keep laughing. Watch your ass be right on a boat.
Watch your ass be right on a boat? And then you can hear the guy videoing it. He's laughing.
Shipping people out just for a nice group of expedition. What comes around goes around. This time now. Keep laughing. Watch what happens. You'll be expired just like your battery on your watch.
Oh, wow.
You'll be Did she say you'll be expired just like the battery on your watch?
I don't know, but she said what comes around goes around. I can get behind that.
Yeah, now she's threatening people.
My watch battery actually works for years.
Yeah, but
it's really efficient.
What we don't know is if the pilot turned the plane around and got her ass off that airplane so she can get her phone and not come back on the plane. Man, that lady's out of her mind. She's like some kind of militant wacko claiming to be a sovereign ruler and the president, and then she's issuing threats? My God. All right, 7:17 at the MJ Morning Show. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. And there's a lot. I can't even begin to go over what's coming up. But one of the items that I teased yesterday in my promo, and we'll do this at 7:45. This is a guilty thing, man. This is a guilt trip. You got to hear this. If you bought something really cheap, something very significant, very cheap, because somebody thought it was done, it was toast, and then you realize that it was like the simplest little thing, Could you live with yourself if you didn't tell the person the truth? Yeah, this is a really look at Fester.
I
Fester's
don't understand. I'm trying to follow this.
Yeah, well, hold
Yeah,
on.
You
I
bought
have
something really cheap.
Hang on a minute.
I have an opinion about this.
You bought. Do you even know what the story is?
No, but I'm putting myself in the position of the person who had allowed them to take whatever it was.
All right,
And I'll
hold
tell
on.
you.
When we get back, 7:45, I'll explain all that. Hey, we're loaded next. I got a hurricane pile of just some weird stuff that's occurring. Just too much to promo because we have an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop phenomenal content in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show. My friends at It is 7:26 at the MJ Morning Show. MJ and Fester, Roxanne, and a Friday. I'm headed out. My 40th high school reunion. Luckily, it's this weekend. It wasn't last weekend. If it was last weekend, I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, you would not have been there.
If I had my 40th anniversary or 40th reunion last weekend, I would have had to cancel that sucker because of the aftermath of the hurricane. Hey, speaking of the hurricane, I do have a little hurricane pile we'll get to in just a bit. You know, some interesting little angles. There's a bus crash due to the hurricane debris. Got a bunch of stuff we'll get to in a minute. Hey, should I go get a haircut? Oh, Roxanne, you were trying to tell me something while I was trying to put together the hour and 20 minutes of Nonstop MJ.
You brought something up. What was it? And you were like,
you were rolling and laughing.
Yeah.
And I
was going to give you my opinion on a topic you're about to do, but I'll just save it for you for on air.
But you do know that when we go to that break that we just took, that I'm like intensely focused on like lining up the over hour and 20 minutes of Nonstop MJ.
Geez, you're talking about the queen of focus right here. I got to focus on doing my shows in Tampa and Boston during the breaks.
Wait a second. Yeah.
So, listen.
Got a voice tracking left and right.
There's an unwritten rule here at the morning show.
Yes.
During the commercial, for as much as we talk on air when the lights are on, during commercial breaks, I typically do not talk to MJ at all.
Well, because
because
that's not true. Every time I come in here, you guys are jabbing.
Not every time. Listen, if we have a couple of seconds to jibber jabber,
it's the long break.
You know,
it's the long segment coming up that I really need the prior.
That's your time.
I mean, many times we both sit here in silence.
A lot of times you like to try to engage in meaningful conversation with me.
Which again, I want you to remember this conversation very closely because the next time you say to me, "Where do you go during the break? Why do you leave during the break?" What am I going to do? Sit in here like an adult and not be spoken to? No, I'm going to go get my stuff done and be efficient.
It's fine.
So you be efficient and I will be efficient.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
What? This is like you're my children. I have to talk to you like Evelyn. This is Daviana. This is Evelyn right here.
Yeah.
You go to your room and be efficient, and you go to your room and be efficient.
7:28 at the MJ Morning Show. So, with my reunion coming up, should I go get a haircut?
No, look like crap. Go ahead.
I was thinking I would go get a haircut because my flight doesn't leave till like 2 o'clock-ish. So I was thinking that right after the show, I can just hit Great Clips and get. I should probably tidy up a little bit, right?
All right, here's the deal with
And
you.
do you think should I clean shave or should I go with my typical scruff?
Two things.
I should just be myself.
Yes, be yourself.
All disheveled.
In all instances, be yourself. Good words to live by. However,
Yeah.
when you first get a haircut, right? You look like a pinhead for a couple of days. It takes like a couple of days to grow out and fluff up.
I wanted to get it earlier in the week, but they were closed. They just opened back up yesterday. So Great Clips, because of the hurricane and then the power was out at that shopping center, I tried to go on Wednesday, and it said closed, will reopen tomorrow, meaning yesterday, Thursday. So then I called up to see if the woman that cuts my hair that I like, if she was there. No, she's not in until today. So she won't be in until today. So I didn't have the opportunity to get it done. But I know what you're saying, that when you get a haircut, you want a couple of days to let it settle in.
Yeah, a new haircut day isn't exactly how you normally look either. You know what? Hey, go as you are. You look fine. I mean, you look awful, but fine awful.
Come as you are or don't come at all. Do you know that I try to put that on my playlist on Spotify? And Peter Wolf does not allow his songs to be streamed?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah, Peter Wolf, who was part of which famous band? Yeah, go to YouTube.
He was the
Listen,
fifth Beatle.
No, he was not the. Go to YouTube and type in Peter Wolf. Don't Come at All. This was like a kind of a semi-hit back in 1987. Always loved this song, and so Andrew just said in my ear which band. Come on, Peter Wolf was part of what band?
Jay Giles.
You looked it up.
Fester, do I have it on my screen?
Did you look? How'd you know he was Jay Giles? How'd you know he was in the Jay Giles band?
Because I like Jay Giles. Centerfold. I used to do dance routines in Centerfold.
You used to do dance routines to Centerfold?
Yeah, isn't that inappropriate?
I mean,
I always think back to that, and I was like, wow, should I have really been that
Your dad
young
put you in tap
child?
dancing class, and the instructor had you dance to
No,
Centerfold?
no, these are my own routines.
It's a song about
that's different.
It's a song about a guy, not a porn star.
Yeah.
It's a song about a guy that remembers this cute girl in high school, and now she's the centerfold.
Yeah, so she's in pornography.
Yeah. All right, do you have Come As You Are?
I don't know that tasteful nude pictures is pornography. I don't know.
All right, bring this up.
All right.
All right, you got it?
This is the official video.
I don't want the video. Bring up the song. No,
Going off of Google. Here we go. Put it up.
I don't want the video.
The theme of this.
Oh my
I got a
God,
commercial now.
dude,
Hold on.
you're a wreck.
Hold on.
Don't bring
I'm
up
trying.
the video.
God, you're
Just
a wreck.
go to YouTube. Oh my, do I have to do everything? There you go. That's like the song. All right, now here we go. Yeah, all right, here we go. Anybody ever hear this song?
Yeah.
Remember this thing? Hey, Andrew, do you remember Don't Come At All? Or Come As You Are is what the name of the song is. Yeah. Love this. And the deal is, he's got some kind of beef with streaming, and Peter Wolf does not allow his music to be streamed online. Woo-hoo! Ball. Yeah, I always loved that song.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how the hell did I bring that up?
Because your haircut and how you should go to this reunion, and you should just come as you are.
Come as you are. That's why I just triggered the lyric in my head.
I come as I am every chance I get.
Michelle says to me, "Oh, you want to get a haircut, huh? Who you trying to impress?"
That's the next thing.
Oh, who you trying to impress?
I mean, the last time. All right, I'm not gonna say it.
You know what's
Hold on,
funny?
Whoa. What were you trying to say?
You don't want to know.
No. What were you trying to say?
I don't want to offend you or nothing like that.
No. Don't hold back. What were we gonna say?
The last time I saw you clean shaven, I think you were in court. That's what I was going to say.
Great.
Okay, I told you. I tried to
Great.
pull it back. I tried to pull it back. You made me say it.
Hey, are you listening to the show, Michelle?
No.
Can you just wake up for 2 seconds?
1, 2, go.
Are you okay? It sounds like you're drunk.
I'm still just tired.
Do you have a flask in your bed right now?
No.
Did you have like a marijuana gummy like 30 minutes ago?
No.
Okay, you sound a little out of it.
All right. So, Michelle, we're just talking about leaving on a jet plane later today to go to my 40th reunion for high school up in Virginia Beach at Cox High School. And I said I'm going to go get a haircut. And then you say to me, oh, who you trying to impress?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to impress anybody. I just want to, get a haircut. Look decent, look presentable.
Why?
Why? Why is right?
Why not just present your normal self?
What
Why
kind
are you
of
trying to put some better foot forward?
what kind of clothes are you gonna wear? I mean, if you're not in New Balance and khaki shorts and like some
That's a lie if you're not in
pizza
that.
tour
Yeah.
T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've got a Scott's Pizza Tour T-shirt from my buddy Scott Wiener from New York.
Whoever
You know
will
what?
give me
Yeah.
a free T-shirt.
MJ, tomorrow for the big event, right? Tonight's the football game,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Tomorrow for the big social event, why don't you wear like your trophy husband T-shirt? Just
Yeah.
That actually is a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, what do you care?
Well, the invitation, it says casual dress.
That's the
So,
wrong word to say around you.
I mean, shorts and a T-shirt. That's casual for me.
That's your normal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ugh.
So I got to check the temperature. Virginia Beach is obviously going to be a little cooler than it is here in Florida right now. So
Yeah, that never stops you.
do I bring even long pants? Do I bring jeans, or would I just?
Oh, see, right there. That means something's going on.
Why? What is going on?
If you put pants on, that means something's going on.
Listen, Michelle, I don't know that MJ is trying to impress a lady as much as he's trying to impress,
Hey, two of the girls I dated in high school are dead.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about impressing them
they're
anymore.
not on there. They're.
There might be someone else.
Oh, Michelle, I invited you to come along and you refused. I said, come with me to the reunion. And you said, no, go yourself.
I've already done that.
Yeah, you went to my 10-year reunion. And it was so tough, right?
I've already been paraded around the room once. I don't need to do it again.
Listen, Michelle, he's not trying to impress the ladies. He's trying to impress the guys.
Yeah.
You know, Chip and Greg and the Killer Bees.
Biff.
The Killer Bees, Biff, Bruce, and Barry.
All right, whatever.
Uh-huh.
All right, so, Michelle, I'm going to try to get a haircut. And I just got to figure out, am I just going to just wear shorts and a T-shirt?
Dude, don't get a haircut.
Yeah, because tonight's a football game. And then,
Yeah, what do you need a haircut for a football game for?
Oh, there's an after party at Clay Conkright's house.
Yeah.
What are his parents out of town?
Keg party.
Todd, we're having a rager at who? Cliff Kingsbury?
Who's going to pick up the kegs at Farm Fresh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you want
really.
to impress your friends.
Farm Fresh, if you're from southeastern Virginia,
Yeah.
Farm Fresh is gone.
Is it?
Yeah, Farm Fresh, it was a huge chain in Virginia. It's gone. I think Harris Teeter bought them out or something.
I'm sure they still have kegs.
Yeah.
Hot toddy, man. We need you to go in a kegger run for us, a beer run. Can you hook us up with it? We use your dad's van.
All right, goodbye, Michelle.
All right. Bye.
I love you.
Sorry,
You
Mr. Schnitt. There won't be any drinking tonight.
You want to impress those boys when you show up to that party? You bring some weed. Isn't that your text chain that likes to smoke pot?
My friends from high school are all 58-year-old shroom doing potheads.
All right,
They're
so
edibles,
My gosh.
joints, and it's just a bunch of, and they're all successful. They all have good career, but they all partake. They all party a bit.
Look at this crew of yours.
They're smoking weed. They're doing edibles. They're dropping shrooms.
Are they going to do that at the reunion? Are they going to be doing that?
I have no idea.
yeah, the last thing he needs to do is bring that, Roxanne, because it'll already be there. He wants to be cool. Bring a bag of Cheetos.
I'll get into this again a little later on because it's really remarkable, but I'm not going to give you the full story. I'll do that probably around 8 o'clock. But if you haven't seen the transit van in my neighborhood running into a low-hanging, tipped-over giant oak tree branch, the video is on my Instagram right now, Certified MJ Radio. Yeah, a lady driving a work van, a transit van, we have oak trees are obviously tilted and fallen over all over the place. And in South Tampa, in my neighborhood, tree was all tilted, and there was a low-hanging branch over the street on West Cleveland. And this woman drives and rips the roof right off of a Ford Transit van. And I've got video on my Instagram. I saw it while I was doing my walk last night, about 7 o'clock, 6:30 or so. So take a look. The video is on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, and I'll give you the whole story and how I didn't just gawk and take video. I stepped in to try to help. So we'll get to that coming up in just a bit. Hey, have you heard of this? Stoptober. Do you know what Stoptober is? Don't look it up. Stoptober.
Oh, I know. So I'll recuse.
Write it down. Show me. I don't know.
Or you can just say it.
Well, I want you to have an opportunity to make a good, funny guess.
Well,
I want to know if you really know what it is. What is Stoptober?
A funny guess.
Yeah, make a funny guess.
Hey,
Pastor.
if you're a listener right now and you're participating in Stoptober, if you know what Stoptober is, obviously it's a play on October, so stopping something in October. If you're participating and you know what it is, fire up the phones right now.
Was it where you stop drinking or you stop shaving or you stop doing something?
800-990-1047. If you know what Stoptober is and you're doing it, I hope you're not doing this because there's a big warning. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If you know what Stoptober is and if you're doing Stoptober, call me right now. 800-990-1047.
It could be anything.
All right, hold up the sign again. What do you think it is? No, that is not it.
Okay, yeah. As soon as you said there's a warning to it, I was like, maybe my guess is
You know
wrong.
what? You're getting cockier in your old age.
I'm getting older in my old age. Is what I'm getting.
Well, no, you flat out said, I know it, I recuse.
Yeah.
Which is pretty...
Because I
pretty
could have
cocky.
sworn I read something about that. I could have sworn I read that people are trying to
So, Rock, what was
do
your guess?
that.
What was your guess, Rock?
My guess was sober October because I thought I heard people were trying to sober up before the holidays.
I thought the no drinking thing is January.
Yeah, but I could have sworn I read about a precursor to the holidays.
When you were a functioning alcoholic, you'd come up with every reason to stop drinking every month, but
then you don't stick to it. Yeah.
Do you know what Stoptober is? Stoptober. What is it? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. And are you partaking in Stoptober? John is in Largo. Hi, John. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Good morning.
Do you know what Stoptober is?
Stop shaving for the month of October.
No, that's November.
Yeah, that's No Shave November.
That's Movember or whatever.
Well, I started October.
You started in October. I started in August.
That is wrong. All right, Andrew. No correct guesses. I don't want to take all day. I got too much to do.
Stoptober.
Right.
What is it?
Right.
Stop wearing your seatbelt.
Stoptober is
Stop talking
where
over people.
You're supposed to stop vaping.
What?
Yes,
Huh?
it's a movement to stop vaping, but there's a gigantic warning here that people could burn their houses down while participating in Stoptober, because I guess people are taking videos. They're doing this act. Then they're taking videos. They're putting it up on social media. Hey, look, I'm doing Stoptober. I'm going to stop vape. So it's getting rid of your vaping habit. And this is a severe, serious warning. And this is a social media event right now for Stoptober. And during the month of October, people quit vaping by throwing their vape device into water, like in the toilet, into a sink, into a tub.
And it can combust?
Yeah, well, it's the lithium-ion batteries that hit water. I mean, look at the Tesla fires. Look at some of the EV fires we've had.
But that was salt seawater.
No,
so unless you throw your vape into the ocean.
It's not all salt water. We've had other Teslas burst into flames. It's not only salt water. It can be regular water with some of these EVs. Not just Tesla. It just appears that it almost looks like it's almost all Teslas. You know, they have the largest market share, in all fairness. But experts are issuing an alert to social media users that are involved in Stoptober. And this is where people use this month, October, to stop vaping by throwing their vape devices into water.
This sounds like a manufactured event from Go. How many people do you know that vape? Because I know probably 50 people who vape.
Yeah, I personally don't know a lot of vapors, but when I'm out and about, I see a lot of vapes.
Yeah, I know vapors, and they have like their fists that they hold up to their mouth, and they look like Puff the Magic Dragon, and like nobody notices. They smoke inside. They'll blow it, like into their armpit or into their shirt. Nobody's stopping for October. If you're a vapor, nobody's like, oh, let's take this seriously.
So throwing your vape pen or your vape device into the water obviously can disable it, but it can pose a very serious issue because it could start a blaze that could destroy your home. A Pascal Culverhouse of electric tobacconist. What if he's related to
He's Hugh's grandson.
What if he's related to the former Buccaneers owners, the Culverhouses?
Hugh Culverhouse.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
So
Hugh.
this dude I guess he has a website, something called Electric Tobacconist. He says that the vapes are made with lithium-ion batteries that can cause an explosion when submerged. And then burn your freaking house to the ground. My God. Holy crap. All right, so, hey, just a heads up. Fester, you think that this is manufactured fake?
No,
you think it's fake news?
I bet you right now, MJ, we have 40,000 vapors listening to this show. I don't even know how to quantify it. I mean, I have no idea how many vapors we have, but I bet you a lot of our listeners are vapors. Not one of them are going to participate in Stoptober.
So Fester thinks it's fake news.
It's a manufactured social media hashtag that a couple of influencers are going to make a video about.
Let's go to Fester Dolt in New York. Yes, Fester Dolt.
MJ Nightly News and Fester Dolt. We have breaking fake news off of the internet. According to radio personality MJ from the MJ Morning Show, who's been propagating this fake news, vapors are going to throw their vape into water. This is completely fake news. Nobody's going to do this. I know vapors that hold their vape tighter than they hold their children, okay? Nobody's doing this. If you want to quit vaping. But if you know...
All right, move it along. Okay, I'm bringing up interesting crap. I got a hurricane aftermath pile with a lot of interesting crap in it. First, though, I kind of teased this, and you guys are all mystified, right? You're all mystified.
Well, since you've said it, I've had a couple of ideas pop into my head about what you were trying to say, but it was like you had it was like
a TIA.
Well, I don't know. It's like if you buy something and it's not enough, say it again.
I know exactly what you're saying.
What do you think I said when I teased this item?
Okay, what you said was there's an item that someone might get from someone, and then I'm imagining that it's either given to them because it doesn't work anymore. They think it doesn't work. And then that person receives it and they do a little fix and all of a sudden it works great. And they're like, should I tell person A who gave this to me?
You're barking up the right tree.
Right? Okay, so I understood what you said.
Roxanne has figured it out essentially. All right, here's the deal. I
was way off.
Let me fill in the holes here. Let me fill in the pieces. Here we go. Would you be guilty? Fester, I can tell you right now, Fester would be like, no guilt here because that's your personality. You're just a walking scamster.
Well, let's find your keeper. What's the deal? I'm going to hear all the deets.
You're a scamster hamster.
Well, listen.
Very large hamster.
Anybody who knows me knows
He's got a glandular problem.
You know I'm a gerbil guy.
Yeah,
so.
Pituitary.
All right, go on.
All right, so.
What are we doing? All right, what is it?
I'm just making myself laugh. That's all I do every morning. That's just my goal.
If I can make myself
I just want to, you know what? I come in for 30 years in morning radio. My goal is just to entertain myself. And luckily, it's kind of bled over and it entertains other people as well. That's my formula. I just want to come in here and just entertain myself.
Yeah, hence the airplane and pizza talk. All right, what else do we got?
All right, so would this guilt you? This person buys a car, buys a Volkswagen off of Facebook Marketplace from an old woman. Buys a Volkswagen. $1,000. The woman says the car is dead. It won't start. It won't work. The lady wants to get rid of this Volkswagen. $1,000. The guy buys the car for $1,000.
No.
Realizes it's just a dead battery in the key fob.
Dead battery in the fob.
No way.
That's why I'm telling the story. Yes.
Well, there's another. Key fobs are expensive.
No, it's a battery. It's a $2 little button cell.
So just the battery. You don't even have to replace the key fob because those can be about $400.
Yeah.
So that still pales in comparison to the price of the car, obviously.
But the battery, it was a key fob battery. It's a $2.50 fix.
Yeah, I'd feel guilty.
It's a CR 2525. I don't know, whatever. It's one of the little button cells. So what do? So this person said, man, this is not Fester, I'll tell you right now. This person said that the guilt would haunt me if I took this vehicle from this little old lady, a Volkswagen, perfectly good car. She thinks it's dead. Please get it out of here. Here, $1,000. And it's just a dead battery in the key fob. And then he's back in business.
Who's this generous Jehovah over here saying I'm gonna give back the car because you buy it off Facebook Marketplace?
The Volkswagen was worth much, much more than $1,000.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Give me all the details on the car. How many details about the car do you have? What was it? Was it like a 20-year-old car?
He's like, I don't have the actual year or the model. All I know is a Volkswagen. And the guy says, hey, what do? You bought a car off this old lady for $1,000 because she said the car doesn't start, and then realizes that it's just the battery in the key fob.
There is an element that she probably should have taken it to a shop just to get it checked out and see what the problem might be.
I'm too old to go to the dealership.
Yeah.
I mean, if Nana is not a mechanic, it just doesn't start. And she sells it for pennies?
Man, I'll tell you right now, this lady is lucky that Fester didn't answer that ad on Facebook Marketplace. So that's the dilemma. That's the ethical dilemma. What would you do? What would you do?
Driving around in an old Volkswagen.
Well, no, it might be a newer Jetta. It might be a Passat. Might be a Touareg. Whatever
Yeah.
Why do I know so many Volkswagen terms?
Yeah.
I'm never going to own a Volkswagen, but I guess. Yeah. Anyway, so Fester, you would have totally just ripped this lady off sideways.
I mean, it's not like she's selling like a 2-year-old SUV that's worth $60,000 that she's selling for $1,000. It has to be an old car. It has to be more to it. But still, you get it to work, it's yours. Did he sell it back to the old lady for $8,000?
Hey, I don't have any. That's the only details I have. That he said he'd feel guilty if he bought the car when he realized that it was just a key fob battery. All right, so a couple of things hurricane-related in the aftermath. I saw a story that Pinellas County has opened up sandbag drop-off locations. If your sandbags were not contaminated, so if you sandbagged after Helene, so with Helene, if you were in a flood zone, with Helene, if you were in a surge area, then those sandbags got dirty with seawater. You got to toss those. But if you prepared like we did for Milton, oh, thank God you've answered. If you prepared for Milton with sandbags, and at my house, I have 153 or 157 sandbags that didn't see a lick of water. Nothing.
Wow.
Zero. And those sandbags are still good. I'm not going to throw those away. I got to break the news to Michelle. I'm stacking those suckers up like some kind of like a bunker, like a bunker or something. I'm gonna
like a World War II trench.
Exactly. I'm gonna stack those things up like a World War II trench. Yeah.
All right. So listen.
Or trench warfare was really World War I was really trench warfare. Yeah. But I know what you're getting at.
So MJ, listen.
I'm gonna have my bazooka
Position.
poking it right off the top. No, I'm saving my
Yeah,
sandbags.
but you have a place to keep them.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you have a
got
big space.
I've got a pretty large garage, and I think I'm gonna stack them. I got to figure out how many I can stack high. So I got like 150, and if I can stack them 10 high, then 15, it's kind of manageable. But why would I throw these sandbags away? I spent $330 in 3 cubic yards of sand from Horizon Gravel Pit on Lambright, right? Then I had all the sandbags themselves. I think it was like 25 for $12 or something. So I'm just going to save these things. Hopefully there's not a next time, but I don't want it to fill these things again if there's a next time. I want to have them at the ready. Plus, when I sell my house, which could be in the next couple of months, really, it's a good selling point.
You know,
Hey,
this comes with 153 sandbags.
And by the
too.
way, it's also a selling point that during Helene, my house did not flood. We had some water in the garage, but it's all blocked, no drywall. And the water was still like close to 4 feet from getting into my first floor.
Yeah, see, I think the houses that are on the water that did not flood, I think that's really going to help.
Didn't you send me a text or something to that effect?
Yeah, I did.
Didn't you say, hey, Doug says get video of you? You know what,
Yes.
Michelle said somewhat similar thing to me as well.
Right.
Well, so tell me what Doug said.
He said make sure that you get video during the storm, pre and post, to show that nothing happened to your home, that there was no water coming in, there was no damage anywhere, and that will, prop your house up, should be with more value than especially those lots comparable or houses comparable around you.
I think there could be a little real estate lull for a couple of months, but then it bounces back once the neighborhoods are cleaned up, and people have short memories.
Yeah, I think so. I think, one thing you have to think of too is we're getting this constant flow of people moving here from other places that find out what a great place Florida is to live. And then the national news does a good job of disseminating all the information about the hurricanes. And so you won't have as much of that for X amount of time because people go, oh, we can't live there. It's too scary with those hurricanes.
In the last 30 seconds, I received 2 MJ sandbag-related insult texts.
Am I getting sandbagged? What?
He goes, the word you're thinking about is foxhole. MJ is a foxhole. And then the next one says, MJ is a sandbag. Which I'm like, where is this coming from, people?
What did I do?
I don't know. I'm getting text messages. MJ is a sandbag. Yeah, that's the text.
People text Fester because Fester's private cell phone number is, well, it's
not
public.
private. It's not private.
Yeah, everyone knows Fester's cell phone is 813-310. 8444.
Yeah, and it's behind you. I mean, I don't know if it can be seen on MJTV, but it's right there.
The new camera position doesn't show my phone number.
Oh, it doesn't.
MJ
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, you can always text Fester or call Fester anytime. His private cell phone. And this is not like a gimmick where he has like a show phone. And then that's his real phone. That's the only phone he has.
It's only phone.
Is 813-310-8444. You can text or call Fester anytime you want. All right. Have you heard of Peter Dodge?
Peter Dodge.
Peter Dodge. Do you know who he is?
No.
Is he from some like 1970s band or something?
Peter, you know what? It sounds like it, but no. Peter Dodge was an award-winning scientist. Oh. And he made hundreds of flights into the eye of the hurricane.
Ooh.
One of those hurricane hunter planes?
Yeah, so about 400. And he passed away. Guess what the crews in the Hurricane Hunter airplane did? Guess what the NOAA crew did when they flew into the hurricanes, into, Helene and Milton most recently? This happened to be a reconnaissance flight last Tuesday. This is before Milton made landfall Wednesday night into Thursday morning last week, a week ago. Guess what one of the Hurricane Hunter, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration aircraft, the hurricane, guess what they did?
They threw his body into the hurricane?
Well, you're close. You're close.
I mean, if you're over water and you're that high up, you could drop a whole body, right?
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't drop the ashes because they drop those little like DropCon kind of things.
Yeah.
They drop those little transmitter units and they get all kinds of data, about the eye wall. They apparently they dropped his ashes as a tribute.
Fester, he died in March of 2023, so that would have been a long time for the body to hang around.
The ashes were released into the eye of Hurricane Milton before it hit the coast of Florida Tuesday night. This is a week ago Tuesday, and it was 24 hours or so before Milton made landfall at Siesta Key in Sarasota County.
So were those his wishes, or was that just something cool his team came up with?
That's a good question. Yeah, an in-flight observation log charts information such as position, wind speed, ended with reference to Dodge's 387th flight. So in the log, they actually wrote him into that flight, and that was his 387th flight. So when he was alive, he did 386, and his ashes were on 387. And then they, I guess, released the ashes into the storm.
How come
into the eye as they're flying? They drop his ashes out of the airplane.
That's the worst place to drop the ashes. It just goes straight down. There's no real weather in the eye.
You put them in the eye wall.
That's right.
And they get just jammed all. I'm breathing in this dude. I'm breathing in Peter Dodge. It's like Febreze. Yeah.
Smells a little Peter Dodgy.
So that's who Peter Dodge is. Rest in peace. Apparently he did a lot of nice work for decades and decades.
Rest in pieces.
Did you see the huge debris pile fire in St. Pete? Hang on. Let me do Cash Kitty. Yeah, so it's 8 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. Cash Kitty word this hour is smile. All right? Smile. So this hour's word is smile, S-M-I-L-E. Text the word smile right now nationwide to 45911 before quarter after, that's 8:15, for a shot at $1,000, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myq105.com. The word is smile. Texted nationwide to 45911, and you could find yourself as the next $1,000 Cash Kitty winner.
All right, so hold on.
Yeah.
You said debris pile. I thought it was at a scrapyard with metal debris in it.
No. There were.
I didn't think it was hurricane debris.
No,
or was it extracted from a hurricane?
No, this is all hurricane debris. This is in St. Petersburg, and you had a bunch of residents in homes nearby that had to be evacuated. This is yesterday afternoon. There was a 2-alarm fire at a recycling center, but I guess it was tons of storm debris that was brought to this recycling pile.
Okay.
Yeah. Fire was reported at Aceros, America. This is along 30th Avenue North, and the fire began in a massive pile of storm debris behind the facility.
Was anyone hurt?
No injuries. Listen to this. The fire started at 2 p.m., and they didn't put it out until 9 o'clock last night.
It was a big fire.
Holy schnit.
I mean, the problem with these debris fires is that, a lot of it's underneath. Once things start burning, you don't always see where a house that's on fire, you see where the fire is.
Yeah, St. Pete fire officials said that they thought maybe appliances that had flammable insulation, motors, batteries, that was part of the issue, the combustion. There were residents that lived in the Ponce de Leon neighborhood. They had to be evacuated because of the billowing smoke. Wow. One resident told Channel 8, I couldn't see my house from the other block because it was so thick. Wow. And what they're trying to remind people to do is sort your debris. And I saw let me see if I think
I'm looking at the pile. It's not like it's couches and drywall and carpeting. Yeah. It looks like this is mostly, metal appliances because it's at a recycling center.
So electrical stuff with batteries in it. I'm going to try to compete with you, Fire Marshal Fester, and throw out my hypothesis. You know how they say like Tesla fires burn more because of the electrical component to it? Like maybe there's just all that kind of crap inside that fire, and that's why it's so hard to put out. And so, I mean, that's I'm looking at these photos. It's crazy.
Here's what this is like the thickest black smoke you've ever seen. You know those pickup trucks that can belch out the black smoke? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the really cool ones.
They've got the smokestacks on the pickup trucks and it's the diesels. And what do they do to belch out that thick? Imagine that times a million. I mean, it's the craziest, completely opaque black smoke. You know, if I were in Rome, if I were at the Vatican, I would think that there's no Pope with all that black smoke.
I think they're putting a whole new office in.
No Pope. But what they're telling you to do is separate your storm debris. One pile should be construction debris, like wood and 2x4s and drywall. And then another pile should be what they call the white goods. And those are appliances. So that should be a whole separate pile. Then you've got like bulk items, like all the furniture and the carpet and all that stuff and all the belongings from inside the flooded houses. And then the fourth pile should be the vegetative stuff, the tree limbs, the palm fronds, all the mulch and, you know, all that crap.
Yeah, the problem is that information got out way too late. And after Helene especially, a lot of houses had one mountain in front of their house, and it had everything in it.
And then we have a bus in Sarasota that crashed because of a piled debris. Did you see this?
I think you're going to be hearing more and more about these kinds of stories because the debris piles are so close to the road, especially these big trees that have fallen.
This, and I'll tell the story again for the crowd listening right now. I'll tell the story again about the van that ran into a tree limb and ripped the whole roof off the van in my neighborhood last night. Hang on, I'll tell that story in a second. I've got video of this on my Instagram. So the story yesterday morning, this is Thursday morning. This happened in Sarasota around 8:30 at Aquila. Aquila. It's not a double L, so it's Aquila. Is it Aquila?
Sure.
Or Aquila? I don't know. And Adriatic in Sarasota. And according to Sarasota law enforcement, I guess the driver and just one student were on the bus. The driver tried to turn left onto Adriatic and hit a stop sign that was, I guess, tilted by Hurricane Milton, you know, leaning into the roadway. So no injuries, but you know, they're classifying it as a Hurricane Milton debris. I guess it like ripped out 6 windows or something.
Jeez.
All right, it's significant, but
yeah. So 6 windows were damaged. The driver and the lone kid on the bus were not injured in the debris accident with a Sarasota County school bus.
All right, hold on. Now that I hear some of the details, this bus driver doesn't sound like the smartest bulb in the box.
Come on.
I mean, if you see a stop sign that's tilted over, how about you swing it a little wider, bus driver? When I saw Sarasota school...
now you're a bus driver critic.
Here's the headline. Sarasota school bus crashes after driver strikes Hurricane Milton debris. So I'm thinking they plowed into a pile of wood or a fallen tree. They cut and it scrapes the whole side. And people are... She hit a leaning stop sign? This is like the biggest... Can you call a bus driver a moron?
Also, I don't know if it's a she. It could be a he. Why are you assuming it's a she driver?
They.
You chauvinist pig.
Sure, I am. Fine, great. They are a terrible bus driver.
I got some interesting information about smoke.
All right. Okay.
All
right.
Play it on
This
me.
is important.
Sure.
The smoke from the trucks is improper combustion when they floor the gas pedal. And furthermore, the black smoke is from combustible materials in debris, probably shingles or car tires. That's what makes that black smoke.
There you go. All right.
Wow, somebody's brother's a fire chief.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah.
Fire Marshal Roxanne over here.
Put that in your fire marshal cap, Fester.
And
smoke it.
Right.
Yes.
And then we have a guy threatened to shoot some of the linemen trying to put the power back on. What the? Linemen working to restore power earlier this week, Tuesday, in Thanota-Sassa, had a run-in with a guy. He tried to plow his vehicle through a roadblock. So you got power linemen trying to restore power. You know, Hillsborough County was the hardest hit in the entire state. With all of the power outages, the most outages by far in the state of Florida were in Hillsborough County. I think Pinellas was second. So this dude, this idiot, Kenneth Ray Velasco, was, I guess, irritated, annoyed, and impatient because the road was blocked because they're trying to restore power, and this guy tries to plow through the roadblock, according to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. So I guess a traffic backup. This is about 3 p.m. on Tuesday at McIntosh Road and Tomar Drive.
Well, a lot of times what they're doing, MJ, is, it's McIntosh is a 2-lane road through most of it. And, they'll take up a lane doing the tree work, and they'll have like the slow stop stick guy where you're stopped and then the other lane is going slow. Right. Then they stop and you go
like
slow.
A flagman. Flagman, whatever you want to call it.
But, sometimes those waits take a little while.
So this guy, Kenneth Ray Velasco, he backed his vehicle into a utility pole and a fence, caused $1,000 in damage. Then he tried to drive away. But then the lineman tried to prevent Velasco from leaving, but he threatened to shoot them. So now he's like firing off verbal deadly threats. Let me go. Stop blocking my vehicle. I'll shoot you, according to the HCSO. Then deputies said that he drove toward the lineman. They had to jump out of the way of his vehicle so they weren't run over. And I'm looking at his mugshot right now from the Hillsborough County jail. Yeah, so deputies then saw the vehicle. They pulled him over. They arrested him. Yeah, Sheriff Chronister said linemen have been working tirelessly to restore power after the storm. For this person to threaten their lives and deliberately endanger them, all because of a traffic delay, shows a disturbing lack of regard for the safety of others and the critical work being done.
He's right.
We're grateful no one was seriously hurt, and this suspect will face the full extent of the law for his egregious crimes. What an idiot. Yeah, he's been charged with aggravated assault and felony criminal mischief for the vandalism of the property that he barreled into.
If you want to talk about
what a turd
group of people you don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
Some of these linemen.
Before I get to the truck that had its roof ripped off in my neighborhood by hitting a low-hanging Milton-damaged oak tree, before I get to that, two other things. There were 4 people arrested. They burglarized a sporting goods store during Milton. So there was very little looting and very little. So after the fact, we're learning Daryl Hill, 24, Dante Hill, 32, Cheryl Hill, 61. Only thing I'm missing here is Henry Hill from Goodfellas.
61?
Yeah. And Dalanish Weaver, 24, arrested for dealing in stolen property. That's this is according to Tampa Police Department. They've arrested these 4 imbeciles. They burglarized Hibbett Sports Store. Where the hell is Hibbett Sports Store?
Is it in St. Pete?
I don't know. No, it's in Tampa.
Oh.
Yeah, look up. I think it's Tampa. Yeah, Hibbett. Look for. I guess it's.
All right, so there's.
Where is it?
Hold on a second. Let me pull that up.
I've never heard of.
I've heard of Hibbett before.
So Hibbett, they do like shoes, right? They do like sneakers and the such and the like.
Hibbett Sports in Tampa.
So they were arrested. They responded to the store, not yesterday, Thursday, but the prior Thursday.
His location on Hillsborough Avenue.
The same day that Hilton made landfall, and they found the front of the store had been rammed by a vehicle. Items were stolen, including jerseys, shoes, and other clothing. Investigation led officers to a home on North 28th Street on the 16th of October. So that was on Wednesday. And they pulled over and arrested Daryl Hill. He was found with several stolen items from the store, including black MLB White Sox baseball cap, a pink Nike sweatshirt, and a pair of Air Jordans. Early the next day, they arrested his brother, Dante, and Dalanish Weaver, Daryl's girlfriend. They're going to get enhanced charges on this because of the state of emergency.
You're right. On the topic of thieves, last night my daughter came in with a My Little Pony that I didn't recognize. And I was like, where did you get that? And she found it in the yard, or found it in a yard, person's yard.
Blown in by Milton?
I suppose so. And I was like, where's this from? She goes, it was outside, finders keepers. And I thought to myself, what is next?
Yeah.
Generators?
Yeah, you're
She's on her way to being a hardened criminal I've got on my hands
your
here.
kid's going to be nailed on some B&E charges.
Yeah.
So apparently there's like a bunch of Hibbert locations.
Gotcha.
There's 2 on Hillsborough. I think there's 4 in Tampa and 1 in St. Peter.
Yeah, I just hadn't heard of them. So I'm sure it's a fine establishment. I just hadn't heard of them. So they've arrested these 4, and they're all going to be charged. And then there's going to be enhanced charges, most likely, from the Hillsborough County State Attorney's Office, run by Susie Lopez.
So what did they rob again? What was the name of the store?
Hibbets.
A hip hop.
A hibbit to the hibbits, a hip, the hibbits to the hibbits.
Robbing the hibbits.
Yeah, during the hurricane, getting enhanced felonious charges. Yeah, this case demonstrates the dedication and hard work of our officers in ensuring that those who take advantage of vulnerable situations, such as natural disasters, are held accountable. That's a statement from Tampa Police Chief Lee Burkaw. We're committed to protecting our community and holding those who would commit crime accountable, as it should be.
How come every time a law enforcement chief or sheriff speaks, it sounds like Superman on City Hall steps? We will hold them accountable to the highest extent of the law.
That's in your head, man. I think that's a good statement.
I think so, too, but it sounds just like
It does.
Superman. Yeah.
I hear it.
We shall not stand for this shenanigans in our town.
All right, so if you missed it, I mentioned this earlier. There's a vehicle that ran into a low-hanging tree limb from a toppled tree in my neighborhood in South Tampa, and I saw this on my walk yesterday. Yeah, this is like 6:30, 7 o'clock last night. You know what? It was maybe 6:30. And I'm walking up West Shore. You got to see this video. And I did help. Fester, get ready to play the audio. I did lend just a little bit of assistance in the matter.
It sounds like you lended all the assistance with the exception of cutting down the branch.
Oh, hang on. Let me tell the story, and then the listeners can decide whether I deserve some type of an award ceremony. All right, hang on.
What size the award ceremony should be, really?
All right, so here's the deal. So I'm doing a 3-mile walk yesterday, and I'm walking north on West Shore toward Kennedy. I hook a left, and I go west on West Cleveland Street. And I look down the street, I see a couple of TPD Ford Explorer units, the police interceptor package, by the way, and I see the lights going. I'm like, what's going on down there? So it was too far away from me. As I walk closer, and I see what's going on, there is a Ford Transit van that is wedged under a big, huge oak limb, and the oak limb has peeled back the roof like a can opener. So here's the story. This woman driving a transit van, she picked up countertop samples, like quartz countertop samples. She picked up boxes in St. Pete, driving back to Orlando. And for whatever reason, the GPS took her off of 275. After she crossed the Howard Franklin, it took her off of 275 onto Kennedy, then turned her onto Hoover, and then a left turn on Cleveland, and she's heading down Cleveland. Maybe it was trying to get her to avoid all the traffic in the West Shore to like Armenia downtown area yesterday. So it takes her off on a side street, and she didn't realize there's this massive, like, grand oak that has toppled over, and, you know, a car or a pickup truck could get by. But she had a high-top transit van, and the tree is all tilted over. This is a massive oak. This got to be a 100-year-old oak tree that toppled over. And most vehicles could pass underneath, but not the transit van. So she's driving, and the next thing you know, she's like, oh, my God, what the hell was that? It was like a deer flying through, like in Tommy Boy. So the tree limb it carves into the top of the van and rips the roof off like a can opener. And suddenly she's got a tree inside the transit van. All right, the video is on my Instagram. If you haven't seen this video, the video of the incident, the tree limb through the top of the van, it's on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And go take a look at the video. Luckily, the woman wasn't hurt. You know, she was a little shaken up. the van is all crammed down because the limb is pushing the vehicle down. So you can see the whole right side of the vehicle is all pressed down to the road. The tire almost looks a little flattened. That's because the weight of the tree is pushing the vehicle down. And look at the roof. It's like you ripped open a beer can.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
I mean, these trucks, these vans, these cars don't have very thick skins.
All right, so let me play this audio here. Fester, go ahead and reset it.
Okay.
And then you can hear the police officer joking with me. Listen, roll the audio and play.
Oh no. Oh, that's terrible. Low-hanging branches.
No pictures. That's gonna help.
I'll help. I already helped with a cut team.
Oh, good.
I'm happy to help. Oh boy. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, feels so bad. This is obviously low-hanging branch from all the storm damage, and driver looks to be okay, but just slammed right into this thing. Just Hurricane Milton aftermath here in South Tampa in Beach Park. Wow. And TPD's on the scene. Thanks to TPD for all their help during this situation.
All right, so I didn't want to just be a busybody and take video and like offer no assistance. So you heard the cop say, and he's joking around, hey, no pictures unless you want to help. And that's when I say, yeah, I'll help. And I did. So I start going to some of the nearby houses looking for a chainsaw so we can cut the limb out of the top of the van and send this lady on her way. So I think she ended up driving to Orlando with a big, giant, ripped-out roof.
I mean, she had no other choice.
Yeah. And
Poor lady.
Her husband was going to come get her, but he was in, like, St. Augustine. Yeah, that's like a little bit of a drive. So here's what I did. I went to some houses looking for a chainsaw, couldn't find one. I'm like, you know what? Let me walk to the Publix parking lot because the tree, this part of West Cleveland in South Tampa, it's literally right behind the parking lot of the Publix at 4900 West Kennedy. That's the newer Publix where the Sports Authority used to be, right across from West Shore Plaza. So I said to the TPD cop, let me look in the Publix lot because I've seen utility worker trucks in there. You know, they're getting food or drink. And I walk into the lot and I saw a couple of work trucks, but I didn't see like a power company truck where they might have a chainsaw. But unbelievably, as I'm walking into the lot, a Florida Wildlife Commission, an FWC state officer, is getting out of his pickup truck. And I say, hey, any chance you have a chainsaw? And he's like, hey, what's up? What do you need? And I say, hey, look over here. And you can look over the back wall and you can see the top of the van pierced by this giant oak tree limb. And he said, I don't have a chainsaw, but let me get on the radio and find a unit nearby. He gets on the radio and he's got two of his pals, other FWC officers, and they were 5 minutes away, and they had a couple of chainsaws on board.
That's great.
So this dude, I don't know whether he's off duty, going to get dinner. He's going into Publix. He totally diverts. He drives his vehicle, he walks with me. He left his vehicle in Publix. The other guys show up, and then they drive right next to the van, and so they can stand on their pickup truck and cut the limb out. And just luck of the draw. So I did a little part here, and I found the FWC guy, and I just wasn't a looky-loo taking pictures, and I tried to do something nice. And just unbelievably, FWC guy was right there. He had access to two other guys right nearby that had chainsaw, and they cut the limb, and they freed the woman. And the video is insane.
When you say freed the woman, she got out of her car with no problem.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
She got out. She was shaking because I said, hey, what did it feel like? And she said, it felt like I hit a brick wall at 35 miles an hour.
Way to interrogate her right after she was traumatized.
Oh, come on. I asked her what it felt like. You talk traumatized. Anyway, how do you break the news to hey, boss? Yeah, I just ripped the roof off the company transit van.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What was that, Andrew? Oh.
Can that be fixed? Or, I mean, is that just a huge piece of body work? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they can probably, it's probably not a common body shop damage situation.
You know what? On these high-top vans, I bet you it's more common than you think.
Yeah, you might be right. You know, listen, you've got box trucks that try to drive it through McDonald's drive-thrus, and Hey, remember the story? Remember I was supposed to get a brand new Forest River FR3 Class C motorhome?
Yeah, in Alaska.
In Alaska.
Yes.
So this is like, I don't know, like 8, 9 years ago. Michelle and I and the kids, we did a summer vacation up in Alaska. We took 2 weeks. And 1 week was renting a full-blown RV for us to sleep in, eat in, everything, and spend a week on the Kenai Peninsula driving around. And we get to the RV rental place, not far from the Anchorage airport, right? And we get there, and it's. They told me I was going to have a brand new one. It just was delivered a couple of weeks earlier, and I noticed, hey, this is not a brand new one. And the guy says, yeah, hey man, we're really sorry, but the previous renter of the unit we were about to give you, he drove under the portico of a hotel and ripped the whole roof off the RV.
Oh, no.
So, hey, please accept this one. We're going to give you a discounted rate. Remember that's the one where I called you about the steering wheel? To go straight, I had to have the wheel at 9 o'clock.
I said, just go straight down the road. Doesn't matter where the wheel is. Keep the car straight.
It just felt calling faster. Hey, man, how do I fix the steering wheel?
You're not going to fix it. Just go straight.
Yeah, so, but take a look at the video of the tree through the van in my South Tampa neighborhood. That's a bad day for her. It's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio. If you haven't seen all of my hurricane-related stuff, I even forgot all the stuff. The crazy line in the McDonald's, half-mile line to get to the McDonald's drive-thru with the power out. That's up on my Instagram. Let me see. Oh, and then, people love this thing. This thing's like at 11,000, 12,000 views. The F-150 Power Boost from Veterans Ford. This F-150, you can get this F-150 with a built-in generator, 7,200 watts. I'm making popcorn, a smoothie, and blow-drying my hair in the back of the pickup truck because I got everything plugged in. It can power half your house, I'm telling you, if the power's out. Veterans Ford powered the dealership. They were out of power at the dealership for days, and they used a couple of these F-150s to power the dealership. I mean, it's really impressive.
Yeah, it's an amazing vehicle.
Yeah. Anyway, I got a bunch of video, the McDonald's thing, us sandbagging, Chloe and myself, the 350 ambulances staged by FEMA at West Shore Plaza, the huge road sign for exit 39, 275 North, just coming off the Howard Franklin Bridge, completely blown off and mangled and twisted over in Tampa Bay to the right. I got a bunch of videos, Certified MJ Radio. That is Certified MJ Radio. And please give me a follow. And if you don't like me, you can unfollow. How about that?
All right, fine. I will.
Money back guarantee. All right, moving along. Shifting gears entirely. What do you think of a wedding where the hosts, they serve the wealthier guests better food?
So wow,
they
that's
had
rude.
like a caste system.
Yeah,
it was like,
it sounds like it.
It was a tiered system for the guests.
Oh wow!
And like wealthier, more affluent guests at the wedding got better food,
and the plebes got garbage.
Oh my God! I've never heard of this in my life.
Is this real?
Yeah. It was a Reddit post that I saw. Wealthier guests were served better alcohol and food than the rest. Ha!
What, like you didn't get top shelf liquor if you didn't have a black card on you? I mean, what does that mean?
I don't know. But they're calling them tacky newlyweds.
Okay, so I bet it has something to do with it. This doesn't make it excusable, but maybe in their mind it's like, okay, we're going to get better gifts from these people, so we're going to spend more on them at our wedding.
So that's
the rationale.
So the cost benefit analysis that the wealthier guests are going to give you better. Wow.
Yeah, tacky.
You know what? That's not how it works, though. The gift is already predetermined when you get there. Nobody writes the check at the table.
No. But the assumption is, okay, we know the Von Garts will give us the fancy, new dishwasher that we want. And so then they're going to put Von Garts at the fancy table with the better wine and the better cuts of meat. Very tacky.
I never heard of this. So this was an online post. This was on, Reddit. And this opened up a full discussion. And that a lot of the guests were offended. Apparently, the groom comes from an extremely wealthy family, but the bride did not. So, like,
so it's like
the groom's guests got better food and alcohol. The bride's
That's
guests
terrible.
They get like cheeseburgers.
They got the cheaper crap. I've never heard of this.
Well, usually the bride's family pays for the wedding, but I'm guessing it wasn't the case if it's this guy who has all the money. But I mean, usually there's that natural separation at the actual ceremony where you have the groom's family on one side and the bride's family on the other. But they just kept it going, that separation at the reception.
A little further. What a mess. That's funny.
So some of the guests had a 3-hour, 7-course meal, while others just had like hors d'oeuvres and other junk.
This is a really dramatic difference.
They had a
bowl of nuts.
The plebe guests, they had to go to like buffet style tables and get like probably watery chicken marsala and crap like that, and probably gunked up rice. But and the richer guests, top shelf alcohol and top wine brands. They said it was a very egregious slap in the face, according to this complainer. The rich were able to chow down on first-rate fare while they, quote, choke down chum.
I mean, that is one of those things when you go to a wedding. Oh, was it a good wedding? Yeah, the food was great.
High-end wine, high-end scotch, high-end tequila for the rich folks. And my God, I've never heard of that in my life. Like two different, a split in the food and beverage quality, depending on the guest affluence.
And it's not like a secret. It's not like they're like, okay, listen, when they send you the RSVP, by the way, you're on the high-end list, so you get a choice of filet or this or that. Like they didn't even try to keep it secretive. It was just out there. You go stand over there. You sit here.
Listen to this. This is a really interesting dilemma. This person hits a $150,000 jackpot at a slot machine at a casino. The casino refuses to pay out. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because the individual that won apparently had a gambling problem and put themselves on the no gamble list. Do you know you can do this?
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Yes, and then gambled and won, and the casino said, no, you're on the no gamble list. No payout for you.
Oh, we're going to teach you. Wow. We're not going to feed your addiction and let you win.
I've heard of stories of like the casino not paying because, there's an error with the machine.
Slot machine malfunction.
And I think the casino is wrong every time they do that. But now I think the casino is right.
Wow.
If you admittedly put yourself on the do not gamble list, you can't go.
So guy hits a $150,000 slot jackpot. Then he's looking for the payout. They took his ID, and then they say, sorry, sir, no payout for you. You banned yourself from our casino. So I don't know, do they do that everywhere? Do they in Vegas, in Atlantic City, the Hard Rocks here in Tampa and down in Broward? I mean, do they? I don't know which casinos do this, but I know I've heard of this, where if you've got a gambling problem, well, first of all, call 888-ADMIT-IT.
That's right.
It's open 24/7 if you've got a gambling problem. Please gamble responsibly. But what do you think about this? So they take his ID. They say, oh, no. So they run a check on him, and he placed himself on the no gamble list, that he does not want to be served. He doesn't want to be able to gamble because he recognized he had a problem, and he self-entered himself on the no gamble list. So, wow.
I mean, the first step to solving a problem is acknowledging you have one.
Yeah.
So he did that.
He excluded himself from the casino because they have a self-exclusion program with people with gambling addictions. Wow. And this happened in Atlantic City. So this one was Atlantic City. And this is crazy.
How big of an addict do you have to be to even know this program exists?
In New Jersey, the self-exclusion program, where you can tell a casino that you've got a problem and that you should not be allowed to gamble there. In New Jersey, they put that program into action in 2001 to let people voluntarily exclude themselves from gambling in all Atlantic City casinos. And then in 2013, they expanded the program to include self-exclusion from internet gaming as well. Wow. So the person hit a $150,000 jackpot with their gambling problem, wanted to be excluded, obviously couldn't keep themselves away.
Yeah, just when the problem doesn't become a problem anymore and you're actually winning.
Wins $150,000 and no payout for you.
I would probably quit gambling after 100.
Right. I think they set him straight.
MJ, I can tell you right now, if I scored 150 large, I would never set foot in a casino again. Okay, we're done.
Well, I would never set foot again if they didn't allow me to get that money.
Yeah, right.
Did you see this restaurant in Texas, in Austin, where it's a fake restaurant completely created by artificial intelligence? The whole restaurant, the name, the pictures, all of the food images, all the reviews, everything is AI. It's all fake. And people are trying to go to the place because the food looks so good. And people are amazed. And then they're trying to find this place and it doesn't exist because it's AI. Now, I got to be honest. I've seen AI put some pictures together that are the freakiest pictures you've ever seen. It's like a chicken with a Duracell battery coming out of it. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
If you have AI create pictures, it comes up with, in some cases, the most bizarre, unnatural, weirdo combinations that you got to be like dropping acid to come up with.
AI is getting better, and I'm looking at some of these pictures of
Yeah.
the food here.
Oh, yeah.
It looks incredible.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. But if you go to the restaurant and they aren't able to create that for you in person to eat, what difference does it make that they can make it a picture?
The restaurant it doesn't exist to even have them attempt to create it. The fact that it's
Exactly.
even online. I mean, this food looks amazing.
So it's called ethos, but it doesn't exist.
Is that caviar on top of French fries? That
Yeah.
looks fantastic.
That
It
does
looks
look
like
fantastic.
French fries with like some kind of other fried fish. Then they're making like loafers out of a laced.
Now, I'm not eating that
What?
because I don't want to eat a shoe.
No, they're making like a shoe out of a browned and braised
Bread.
bread. They look amazing.
I mean, the artwork that goes into it,
Yeah.
you could think a talented baker can
Yeah.
make a loaf of loafers.
Absolutely right. So this Austin, Texas restaurant has 75,000 followers online. It doesn't even exist.
Look at this piece of sausage the chef is
Yeah.
holding up. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So you try to go to this restaurant. There's nobody replying back to you, right? Or somebody calling you,
Look this up. Look up artificial intelligence,
right?
artificial intelligence, ethos, Austin, Texas, and read the stories. Look at the food. It looks delicious. It's unbelievable. And there are like some works of art in like food sculpture, and it's all fake. It's AI, and people are going all gaga over this thing. All right, 8:36 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Andrew, I got to see if I can find this story. Did you see the new Lightning Line prices for Disney, Andrew? Andrew, our producer on the show, who is like an adult Disney weirdo maniac.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
I know. That's why I said it. So Disney is rolling out their new Lightning Lane Premier Pass this month, but there's going to be a little bit of sticker shock.
Well, it's only available to one staying at the deluxe resorts or DVC or the villas.
All right. So Disney said
So
that,
to rich people.
just like at the wedding. So Disney said that its Lightning Lane Premier Pass is going to debut on October 23rd, so next week. And Disney World, okay, here we go. It comes out at Disneyland in Anaheim in Orange County in California on October 23rd, and then it rolls out a week later on October 30th here in Florida in Lake Buena Vista. The pass is for one-time entry to each available Lightning Lane experience. Guests will still need to purchase a separate admission ticket. Mm-hmm. The pass is similar to Disney's existing Lightning Lane Single Pass and Lightning Lane Multi-Pass in that it lets guests skip the standby line and use the lightning lane entrance to join what is typically a shorter line. Many guests like to use such passes. Anyway, here's the pricing. At Disneyland in Anaheim, the lightning lane premier pass is going to cost $400 per person per day.
Per park. Oh, for Disneyland, yeah,
oh
one
my
park.
God. One park, Disneyland, $400 per person per day.
So you buy the ticket to get in, which is what, $150?
Wow.
And then you pay $400 more to guarantee you quickly get onto every ride there.
You can go once through every lightning lane. $400. That's going to be, wow, that's crazy.
But Andrew's right. It's not going to be something that's on the regular menu when you're walking up and buying your ticket on a Tuesday. I mean, this is something that's reserved for somebody who's probably not concerned about $400.
So that's Disneyland. At Disney World here in Florida, the Lightning Lane Premier Pass will be available to guests staying at its deluxe resorts, deluxe villa resorts, and certain other hotels. Pricing will vary depending on the date and which theme park is being visited, whether it's Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios. The passes will range from $129 to $449 per pass at launch, and the highest prices occurring on a limited number of days over the peak travel period. So I guess the busiest days, they're going to jam up the price.
A family of four, it's just an extra couple of grand.
Yeah,
That's nothing.
so bring the whole family. You're going to drop another $2,000 or so on these, whatever it is. Wow. So, Andrew, do you have any interest in that or no?
No, I have an annual pass, so it really doesn't benefit me. If I want to go on the ride and it's a long line, I'll go another day.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you have an annual pass, where we live, if you have the Florida resident passes, they're not good for weekends and they have some limitations. But over the course of a couple of visits, you can go on everything and be super economical about it.
Hey, Andrew, have you determined at Disney a certain date, day of the week, or maybe a holiday? Have you found like a sweet spot that consistently has like the lowest lines or the fewest people in the park?
Tell us off air.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I want to know, are there some magic days or, you know what I'm saying?
I get very few opportunities to check it out on a weekday because I kind of work during the week and I don't get a lot of days off.
So I was watching a video on
I guess he told us. Yes.
Yeah.
I was watching a video on a social media site called TikTok, and somebody went to Disneyland, or Disney World, Disney World Orlando the day after Milton, like Friday.
Oh, wow.
And it was a ghost town.
Oh,
That's
wow.
cool.
My sister spent Milton at Disney this year.
Yeah. I have
in Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Well, because your sister works for Disney, right?
Yes.
She was there on vacation. This was planned weeks in advance.
But she works for them.
Well, she does, but she was there with other guests.
Right.
Yeah, I have a friend who works at Epcot, and he said that he had to weather the storm
in the giant silver ball.
Okay, in the aquarium area to make sure the fish had power and that they were being taken care of.
I bet.
During the whole storm.
MJ, I have some thoughts on the times of year because my sister is very much like Andrew, very into Disney. And she's found that, and I'm curious if Andrew would agree with this or not, but she's found that basically late January, mid to late January during the week.
Everybody getting back to school.
Yes.
And
So like a Tuesday, Wednesday, right after the first of the year when like all the kids are back at school.
It can't coincide or be the week of MLK Day.
Yeah, but what happens if you have all the homeschooled weirdos coming out?
you're going to have them anywhere you go. So I remember one year we had annual passes to Disney in Orlando. We went on Memorial Day in May. And everybody who went for the long Memorial Day weekend was leaving, all the out-of-towners. So we had the place almost to ourselves. And we went on everything. And 10-minute waits, 15-minute waits, and we were right on. We didn't have to worry about the fast passes or the lightning lanes.
It used to be Super Bowl Sunday was the day to go.
Right.
Because nobody was there.
Oh, then everyone figured it out.
Yes.
Oh, Super Bowl Sunday, yeah. Yeah, wow.
Did you go on Super Bowl Sunday one year, MJ?
I think we might. You know what? I think you're right. I think we did.
I remember some stupid Super Bowl you didn't care anything about. I think you took the kids and you said you had it was a reduced crowd. Everybody's attention was somewhere else.
I think you are correct. It sounds familiar. All right, are you ready for this? There's a 39-year-old divorced woman, and she says that as she's on dating apps, there's this one phrase that just pisses her off. It makes her angry.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what this is?
I do.
How do you know?
Because I sent this to you.
Okay.
So I'm going to recuse.
If you say so.
I'm certain of this one
No,
now.
this is not a quiz. I mean, that's what I want to talk about.
Well, maybe Fester has it.
Maybe grab some phone calls on this. So this woman who's 39 years old, divorced, need a picture. She.
I got to know all the details.
Shallow.
What'd you say?
I said shallow.
Yeah.
You guys are so visual. It's all about the
shallow Hal.
Listen, you'd want a picture of me, believe it.
Right. So this one phrase that the woman sees on dating sites just infuriates her.
Mm-hmm.
Tell everyone what the phrase is.
The phrase is, I'm looking for a girl who doesn't take themselves too seriously.
Yep. Yeah. So looking for someone who, quote, doesn't take herself too seriously.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for a man in finance.
Okay.
What,
So-
what does that
Blue
mean?
eyes.
Okay. What does that mean?
Listen, I know what it means, but so this pisses her off.
Yeah.
Almost like it's degrading.
If you read the whole story, it's not who she is. It's definitely not who she is. She's pretty serious. But I think
That's why it pisses her off.
Right.
Why
Exactly.
so serious?
See, I'm not on dating apps, but if I were to be on a dating app and I saw someone said I'm looking for a guy who doesn't take themselves too seriously, I would be like, cool, I don't really take myself seriously. So I wouldn't mind. But because she's so the extreme the other way, then it sets her off.
There are a degree of people, both genders, that get bent out of shape and butthurt over everything.
Yeah.
And those are the people that take themselves away. And if you're going to make a federal case out of everything, I don't have time for you.
Yeah.
If you don't take yourself too seriously.
Did you say I don't have time for yous?
I don't have time for yous.
All right, let me go to phones on this.
If you can roll with the punches, that's a different story.
Let me give out the number. Let me see if we can grab a couple of calls on this. What are your thoughts? So if you're a woman, you're on dating apps, or if you're not on dating apps and just want to weigh in on this, do you agree that this 39-year-old divorced woman looking for guys on Bumble, Hinge, Tinder, The Stir? I never heard of The Stir.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
What is that? So she says that she keeps seeing this line over and over again. The guys are saying, hey, I'm looking for a woman who doesn't take herself too seriously. Is that an insult? It's pissing her off. All right, 800-990-1047. You have any thoughts on this? So you, the MJ Morning Show listener, do you have any thoughts on this, especially women? What does this mean? How do you perceive this? Does this anger you as well? Dating apps, dating websites say, yeah, looking for a woman that doesn't take herself too seriously. Do you have any insight, any thoughts on this, any comments? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. What does that mean to you when a guy says on a dating app or website, hey, yeah, looking for a woman that just doesn't take herself too seriously? What does that mean? What does taking yourself seriously mean? And are there some things where you are a serious person and certain things you don't take seriously? All right, let's go. 800-990-1047. So I'll take calls from men and women on this. Any aspect, any opinion, any thoughts on this? Are we missing an angle? Does this anger you as well? 800-990-1047 gets you in. 800-990-1047. And if you're a woman that doesn't take themselves too seriously, please call us up.
Are you allowed on dating apps? I mean, just because we live in such a sensitive world, are you allowed to say, hey, and I'm not on them, or I'm looking for a woman who is, X feet tall or, has blonde hair? Like, are you allowed to say the physical description? Because if you are allowed to say the physical description, I wouldn't be offended if someone was like, I'm looking for a woman who's 6 foot tall. And I'm like, well, that's not me. So I'm not going to be your type. I wouldn't be bothered by that. I just think I don't fit into that category.
Wait a second. Why wouldn't you be able to specify what you're looking for?
I'm not on a dating app. I'm sure I'm asking the question, and we live in such a sensitive world, so
I've seen
I don't
these
know.
posts where you're looking for somebody and you describe them. I want somebody athletic, which automatically eliminates me.
Let me go to phones.
Yeah, okay, they do. Yes, they do that. The athletic stuff.
I want somebody who can jog more than 40 feet.
I'm looking for a guy that is like 350, wears hideous shirts, grotesquely out of shape,
Dude.
and has sleep apnea.
Dude, I'll tell you right now. I'm not anybody's first choice, but you know what?
Yeah.
There's something about me.
Listen,
Something about me.
Fester's great.
Never underestimate the power of making a lady laugh.
All right. Absolutely. Fester's a great guy. All right. 8:48 at the MJ Morning Show. We'll start with Melissa. Melissa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning. Great to talk to you guys. Love calling you in. So I'm not on a dating app anymore because I've been married for 15 years. But I actually would have taken that if I was looking and it said I'm looking for a girl who doesn't take herself too seriously, that they're looking for somebody who's not high maintenance.
There you go.
See,
That's a good way to
that's
put
why
it.
I'm taking calls on this, because it gives us some different angles, some different thoughts here.
Right, because I know that when I met my husband, we did not meet on a dating app. He actually sold me a car. But, one of the things...
What kind of car did he sell you?
Oh, it was a used one. It was 15 years ago, and it was when I had no money. But
Was this at a used car dealership or a regular new dealership that sold used cars?
Both. It was through Fitzgerald.
Oh, so Fitzgerald Auto Mall.
Yeah, they've been around forever.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, they have.
And
yes, they have.
what kind of used car did you buy, if I might ask?
I got a cute little PT Cruiser.
Oh.
5-speed.
Yeah, that PT Cruiser, which they don't make anymore.
Wasn't
that kind of a piece of junk?
I think
it did what I needed it to do while I had it.
Yeah.
It was a decent car, but it was an acquired taste.
I don't think it ever got really good reviews.
It was an acquired taste. Long story short,
go ahead.
Him and I were looking for the same thing. We were looking to find somebody for companionship and was not somebody who took 6 hours in the bathroom to get ready. And I'm not a high maintenance girl. I'm not a bling girl. I am me. Take me as I am.
So you married the used car salesman?
I did. Well, he became the new car manager, but yes, I did.
And does he still work at Fitzgerald Auto Mall?
No, he does not. I got him out of there 10 years ago.
Is he still in automotive?
No.
Oh, and you're still married and happily at that?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Did you ever call your car the P. Tim Cruiser?
No, I had somebody call it a PT Loser.
Ooh.
And if I wasn't at work, I probably would have punched her.
It's a car lot love story.
It is. I'm the only customer he ever dated.
Yeah, that's what he tells all the girls.
So wait a minute, did he hit on you? And was it during the negotiations, or was it after the sale? After he raked you over the coals?
As we were going through this sale.
After he chopped your head off?
No. My father raked him over the coals and then said, it would be nice if a nice man like you took my daughter out to dinner. I think my dad was looking for me to get a little nookie.
Wait a minute. So your dad is trying to get you dates in the F&I office?
Yeah.
If your father is offering you up to a salesman, he is the best salesman ever. Here, take my daughter.
Oh, that's good. Hey, so what did your husband move on to? What does he do now?
He actually does boat and RV recreation financing for a company.
So he's sort of in the same field-ish kind of thing.
Yes, but he sits in his office at the house, and he does not have face-to-face contact with anybody.
Yeah, F&I guys can sit in an office.
That's great. Anyway, Melissa, great story. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys are great. Love listening to you.
Thank you. Let me grab Andy in Largo. Andy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, I think that the woman has every right to, voice her opinion of what she's looking for and not looking for, and I appreciate that because I automatically wouldn't date her if she takes herself too seriously. I've been in serious relationships where the woman's, overbearing and, leave the spoon in the wrong place, and it's an argument for 3 days. I'm glad to be rid of that one.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
All right.
And Andy, but this is the truth. There are some guys who are looking or will date and want to be with a bitchy, high-maintenance woman. And I know this because I see those memes on Instagram.
I thought you were going to say because that's, someone you know.
You know this because you married one of those guys.
Anyway, thank you. Hey, Andy in Largo. By the way, Andy, I love your frozen custard. Thank you, buddy. Thomas, one more call. I got to take a break. I don't want to get too late here. Thomas in Clearwater, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
How y'all doing this morning?
We are well. Go ahead.
Well, this lady's divorced, right?
Yep.
Oh, no.
That's a shocker.
All right, Thomas. Come on.
Thomas, are you drinking?
Go figure. If you're going to be that serious about yourself, man, I tell you, take a really, really interesting fellow to put up with that.
Well, there you have it.
Nobody puts in their profile, by the way, I take myself way too seriously.
Thank you, Thomas.
So she does know that about herself, apparently.
Thanks for the call. All right.
Yeah.
So I guess just be careful, be conscious of using a line if you're trying to pick up a woman, or I guess a woman picking up a guy, that some people are turned off or infuriated by looking for someone that just doesn't take themselves too seriously.
And you probably want to turn that person off.
That's code word for don't be a bitch.
All right, 8:54 at the MJ Morning Show. We start the final hour, 9 o'clock hour. We're loaded. I'm telling you, 9 o'clock hour could be my favorite hour. We wrap up an hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ right now. Hey, Weather Tight Windows. My friend, Weather Tight. Michelle on the phone. Hang on a minute. Let me turn the music off. It's going down the phone line. Yeah, let me get Michelle on the line. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, not good. Not good, not good, not good. Michelle, if you could pick up the phone, that'd be great.
Blah, blah.
Let me call this cell phone. She might be up and around. Oh, boy. I didn't want it to deal with this. Folks, hang on. I'll explain what's going on.
There's an issue? What's the matter?
Yeah, you're just walking in, so you've missed my whole setup. Roxanne's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, it's all right.
So, all right. Let me see where
Hello?
Hey, sweetie.
What?
I'm gonna tell you something now. I'm upset. I'm kind of, I don't feel good about this. I just got a call from the insurance adjuster for the car.
Yeah.
They're totaling the whole car.
Oh, it's a bummer.
Yeah. So our 2024 X5M is being totaled by our insurance company. So, yeah, we thought it was just the starter, but hey, listen, the insurance company is, the one I have is, very honest. And they're like, hey, when they went in, they found water underneath the carpet. So intrusion into the vehicle, and I even checked the carpet and, it seemed fine. And when I took it to the BMW dealer, they said, hey, we checked things out and it's just the starter. They wanted to do a compression test. They wanted to do, take apart the differential and the transmission with all that sealed. There's no real reason to take that apart. But I just heard from the adjuster who's been brought in from Louisiana.
He knows a thing or two about flooded vehicles.
Yeah, we've got good. We've got USAA. Right. So with Michelle's military, family background, we have USAA on the auto insurance, and son of a bitch.
All right, call him back and tell him I'll buy it for $10,000.
No, I don't want it. First of all,
I want it.
First of all, it's a leased vehicle.
I'll take it.
So, I got to see what the process is. I know my deductible's $1,000. So I don't know if that's all I'm responsible for. And, I don't know. I believe I've got, you got to figure out what the gap is on what the vehicle's worth versus what the pay. But Michelle, we got to get a new car. I mean, it's done. It's all, I'm shocked. I'm freaking, I'm not quite shaking, but when the dealership told you.
Well, people were telling you that that's what was happening.
Oh,
so.
my God. Yeah.
You know something? You just don't listen.
What?
You just don't listen.
About what?
People told you that if there was water in the cars are being totaled. You said, no.
So
you just don't listen.
Do you want to get another X5? Well, also, there's another issue. The dealer wants to charge a $200 a day storage fee. And the insurance guy's like, what? I brought it in for service for them to fix the vehicle. Plus, they were shut down for the hurricane and they had no power for days. And the dealership wants to charge. Are they trying to guarantee that I never buy a car from them? They want to charge a $200 a day storage fee when the car was there to get diagnosed and get fixed? I mean, you got to be kidding me. I'm infuriated. I'm to the point where I'm making a list, and I'm going to just start ripping people by name is what I'm going to start doing. Now, I haven't mentioned which BMW dealership this is, but I'm really, really pissed off right now.
All right.
All right, so, Michelle, we got to talk. I mean, I'm getting on an airplane in a couple hours to go to my high school reunion, but, I mean, I love that. The car was phenomenal.
If you want to have the car towed to my backyard, I'll charge you only a $50 a day storage fee.
Fester, stop it. I'm aggravated.
Be aggravated.
What freaking dealership? The car is brought there to get fixed and serviced, and then they want to charge $200 a day storage? My next call is going to be to the service manager.
Whoa!
Yeah,
You've asked to see the manager now. You're gonna get something done.
No, I'm really. I mean, listen, I didn't want to hear the car was totaled.
No, that's disappointing.
I mean, because I really like this car. The car's been flawless. It's been a phenomenal X5. It's just not one issue with this car. It's been great. Oh man, so Michelle, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the bad news.
What are you going to do?
All right, sweetie. Well, do you want another one, or do you want to look at something else?
Do I ever want to look at something else?
Say it again?
Do I ever want to look at something else?
Oh, man.
That's my thing. I just stick with the same car. Easy.
I mean, she really sticks with the same thing. Same car, same you.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how rough or bad it is, she sticks with them.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I've been driving that same car since before Chloe was born.
Yeah, Michelle's had an X5 since 2000. We had the first year of the X5. We've had.
Wow, I didn't even know they existed back then.
Yeah, 2000 was the first model year of the X5. We had the first couple of months of production out of BMW's first U.S. facility up in Greer, the Spartanburg, area. And, we've had an X5 in our driveway since 2000. So I think it's we've had about 10 of them?
I don't know now.
Yeah,
you like what you like, but it is a great car.
But listen, the honesty of USAA to say, yeah, listen, he said, I need to total this car. I said, we take things very seriously. USAA is really good. Wow.
You tell him, I'll buy a flood car BMW with a crank in the starter. I'll give him $10,000 for it. I'll give it to him today. Give it to him in cash.
But what happens to my insurance? Is that held against me and my?
Oh yeah, you got a totaled vehicle against you now. Your insurance is about to triple.
Are you serious?
I mean, you have
somebody has to pay for this.
You have a very large claim against you, right? I mean, the vehicle has some value to it in some capacity, but your insurance, it's not like it's a repairable wreck or something. This is a totaled vehicle, dude. I can't see how this is good for your insurance. I'm not an insurance expert or anything, but this can't be good.
I'm going to call you next time I have any insurance questions. You sound like you know what you're talking about.
I just told him it doesn't sound good. Yeah, very official.
Oh, man.
Doesn't really sound good.
Hey, any insurance folks want to call me up quickly? Any people with totaled cars, if you've had your car totaled, what has your process been? Any insurance agents, any insurance professionals?
Every agency works different, man. I would want to talk to people who've gone through flooded out cars, especially in the last couple of weeks. There's probably hundreds of people right now who've lost their cars who are listening right now.
All right. If you want to phone in, folks. All right. Goodbye, sweetie.
Bye.
Are you angry? Oh boy.
That didn't sound unangry.
All right. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. That is how you get on my phone right now. If you have any thoughts about what I was originally told by the dealership is just a starter that got wet, giving me the error message, to now the insurance company appraiser going out to the dealership. They didn't want to do a virtual on mine. He said that we want to go out and do a formal in-the-field inspection at the dealership. And literally just during the last commercial break, I get word that my vehicle is totaled from Helene, where there was no water inside, but I guess I didn't detect that it was all underneath the floorboard.
I mean, the water didn't rise that high. That makes sense.
All right.
All right, we have a caller from USAA.
Good. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I'm totally shifting gears, no pun intended. I had other things planned for this segment. I'm totally. Listen, life throws you crap. I'm putting it on the air.
Your shifting gears is not shifting any gears at all.
Oh, jeez. So now I got to go find a 2025 X5M.
Hey, is this your agent on the line?
No, it's not. No, it's not my agent. Michelle, you're a USAA employee?
I am a USAA employee. I don't want to give my last name because I don't want to get in trouble.
All right. Well, listen, because USAA has a large presence in the Tampa Bay area.
Yes, they do. And I've worked for the company over 36 years now.
All right. So what can you tell me? So your adjuster went to the BMW dealership, and he just called me during the last commercial break and said that my car's totaled.
I can tell you, and Andrew has my information if you want to call me off the air, but as far as affecting rates, Fester's not correct, at least with USAA. Your rates are only going to be impacted if you are at fault for an accident 50% or more, and $750 or more is paid out. And whether we pay $751 or $40,000, the same rate change, and it's because there's a greater likelihood of another accident occurring. But comprehensive losses will not impact your premiums at all. I also was letting Andrew know that when my husband and I were pricing it out, because we both work there, there's not a huge difference in premiums to go from 1,000 comp down to 500, 250, or 100. The big premiums in Florida are the liability and the uninsured motorist cost.
Okay.
And so you really need to seriously consider dropping that deductible, although we're basically out of hurricane season at this point.
Yeah. So, Michelle, I mean, I felt the responsibility. I really, I like the car, and I didn't want to see USAA have to. I didn't want to see the car totaled. I feel like a responsible, person. I didn't want to see you have to absorb, the insurance company, the cost of the vehicle. I was like thrilled that it was just like a $750 starter plus labor,
Yeah, but when you get into water damage, it can affect the entire car.
All right, so you're telling me that USAA is not going to hold this loss against me?
Your rates are not going to increase for a comprehensive claim. That is correct.
Oh, thank goodness.
And then, so what happens with the see, I don't know what, I got to check and see what the value of the car is versus, because it's a leased vehicle. BMW of North America owns my BMW. I mean, I lease it from them. I make a monthly lease payment. So right. I guess I have to see what the am I covered with the gap? I think I've got all the bells and whistles.
And that's where there's very distinct lines between what service can say and what claims can say. So I'm not licensed in claims, although I have a lot of knowledge with all my tenure. But a licensed claims adjuster would actually have to be the one to kind of outline it, especially for a leased vehicle. But I can speak to the fact that it's not going to affect your rates, and you definitely need to consider a lower deductible. But water damage, we're not going to mess around, because you could, get this fixed, and then, this is going to go out, and then this is going to go out, and then it can affect the entire electrical system of the car. And we're seeing where Teslas are just catching on fire because of the salt water. And so you just don't mess around with water, because it can affect so many aspects of the car.
Well, listen, there was a home around the corner from me in South Tampa that burned to the ground because of a Tesla battery fire,
And my husband's in the auto claims team, and he was telling me that there was a claim where it's a Tesla and something with that loss, they have to get the new battery, and they're saying, you know what, it's going to take 4 to 6 months to get that battery shipped over from Japan to this Tesla, and rental reimbursement, if a person has it, only pays 50 days. So although Teslas are great in a lot of aspects, coming from the insurance side, with my knowledge, I probably would not ever own one. That's just me personally. But
Michelle, I appreciate it. And I think you gave Andrew your number so I can contact you if I need any further assistance.
That's correct.
All right, Michelle, thank you. And I really do like USAA. So...
it is the best. That's why I've worked there my entire life. I started when I was 21, and I'm 57.
Michelle, thank you. I'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Who wants to sell me a brand new X5M? And any BMW stores out there want to sell me it? Hey, over at Ford, I do commercials for Veterans Ford.
Sure. Do you?
And listen, Ford has stepped up, and for flood damaged vehicles, Ford is selling people. So you can go to Veterans. Listen to this. If you have a flood-damaged vehicle, and I'm in the same boat as you now, my car's totaled. I just found out 10 minutes ago. So if you have a flood-damaged or destroyed vehicle, you can go to Veterans Ford, and they will sell you a Ford car, truck, or SUV at below what the dealer pays for the car. You pay the Ford factory employee price, which is called the A plan. You can get the car for like a couple of $100 below what the dealer even pays for it. So I got to find out if any of the BMW stores in town want my business and are willing to do the same. We'll see if BMW's stepping up. I got to deal with the dealership wants a $200 a day storage fee for the vehicle. I mean, that's astronomical for a car that was there for service, and then you're going to wait, you're trying to guarantee I never buy a car from you again? The hell? I'm livid. I am freaking livid. I'm a livid guy with a microphone and a 100,000 watt signal.
Do you need to borrow the caddy? You want to borrow my 2010
No.
Sure?
Man, I'm bummed. All right, let me go back to phones here. Evan is in Boynton Beach. Evan, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning. Do you remember the conversation about a month ago where you were talking about the Titanic and your wife was saying about how she knew so much about the Titanic, and I called in. I told you I was on the USS Nimitz. Well, Fester knows about as much about insurance as your wife knows about shipbuilding.
Oh, that took a long time to get there, but we see your point now.
That's a terrible analogy.
All kidding aside,
yeah.
I made a wrong turn years ago, back in like 2015. It was my fault. I accidentally hit a vehicle. Thank God I did not seriously injure the person, but it was my fault. I've had USAA for 38 years. I admitted the fault. I got a ticket. But anyway, my USAA insurance did not go up. I thought it was going to go, like Fester was saying, like double. It didn't. It went up maybe like about 70, maybe 60 a month.
Okay.
And it stayed that way for a long time. But part of that is because that was my first at-fault accident in 38 years.
Wow. Evan, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Ruben, I think, might be in the insurance business as well. Ruben, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, MJ. Yeah, I was calling, but I heard Michelle's talking to you about it. She pretty much summed it all up there for you. But just to let you know, the reason why they total these cars, is because you have a lot of electrical stuff running on the floorboards of these cars. So, as much as you want to keep your X5 there, you could be driving down the road and your airbags are going to go off, and you're going to be mad at the insurance company because they let you have your car back.
Right. Now, listen,
You know, I've seen it happen before where.
Are you in the insurance business?
Yeah, I'm an insurance appraiser.
For independent or for a company?
Independent. I also work for USAA.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually from Texas, and I'm working here in Florida, working all the flood cars.
Oh, wow. All right. So you're just in town listening to us for the first time?
I've been listening to you since I've been here for 2.5 weeks. You have a great show.
Well, thank you. Hey, Ruben, so the guy that I'm dealing with, he's from Louisiana. So USAA brought in, obviously, you to deal with the flood cars from Texas. And the guy that just visited the BMW shop to look at my X5, he's from Louisiana. And I'll say, listen, he's been fantastic. You know, everyone I've dealt with at USAA is just top notch. And
oh, yeah, they're great over there.
Yeah. All right, Ruben. So, yeah, I'm just upset. I didn't want the insurance company to have to pay for this. You know, I like this car. I'm sick to my stomach right now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I hate it too. I had a car get totaled before, and I didn't want it totaled, but it had to be totaled.
Which BMW? Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you listening, and thanks for the kind words. In from Texas, and he's found us when he came to town, doing all kinds of insurance adjustments for the flood cars. Thank you, Ruben. So, hey, which BMW store? I don't endorse a BMW store right now. You know, I endorsed Fields for like 20 years, and they made some changes. So I'm fair game. Who wants to sell me a BMW? Who wants to sell me? Who wants MJ's business? Who wants to sell me a brand new 2025 X5M? Email me. MJ at MJMorningshow.com.
Can we worry about this Monday after you get back in town?
Listen, I'm upset.
What, are you going to shop car prices while you're on the plane? Relax.
Hi, Jeff in Sarasota. Hi, Jeff.
I'm going to make this quick. MJ, I've been doing finance and sales at car dealerships for 40 years.
Yeah.
I know high-end leasing. If you read your BMW North American contract on the back, you have GAP. The car, like you said, it belongs to BMW. They're going to protect their car. You have GAP. All you're going to be responsible for is whatever your deductible is, and they're going to wash it out. They're going to pay it off, and you're just going to go buy a new one.
Oh, man. Listen, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you're in the car business now?
Yeah, and I got a feeling I know where you bought it. And on that $200, you just need to elevate it. They're one of the service writers or somebody that's just trying to get an extra fee.
Yeah, $200 a day storage while my car was there for service to have them fix it is I'm really pissed off. I'm even more pissed off about that than the car being totaled. All right, Jeff, thank you.
You just need to elevate that. Elevate it to somebody higher than the person that told you that.
Yeah. All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Have a great weekend.
You too. So I'm getting on an airplane in a couple hours to go to my high school 40th reunion, and I got to deal with a total vehicle.
I have a feeling I know what you're going to be talking about the entire reunion.
So will you stop it?
So, Todd, what's new? What's happening in Tampa? Oh, I heard you had a storm.
Yeah, by the
Are
way,
you okay, man?
By the way, Michelle did text me, calling out the caller, calling out Michelle on the Nimitz, and Michelle says, that guy is bleeping wrong. I did the research. I know I was right.
Yeah.
Listen.
So she's standing her ground on her ship research.
My wife, Michelle, is very rarely wrong, and it really pisses me off that she is right.
How do you guys deal with each other? Because you're never wrong, MJ. How does that even work?
I'm wrong more than she's wrong. Okay,
he never admits he's wrong.
All right,
he's wrong all the time.
9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. Oh man, what a
Todd,
bummer.
what's the haps in Tampa? How's your car? How's your car doing?
I'm shutting off your freaking microphone. All right,
how's that badass ride you have, Todd?
9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. Let me take my last break here. Final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next. I'm off kilter now. I'm just freaking off kilter. All right, let me tell you about two college brothers. The MJ Morning Show on Q105. Fester, let me delineate that. No, my vehicle's not at Fields. Yeah, so because some people took a.
We've partnered with Fields for years. Currently, we're not.
Yeah, so my vehicle is not at Fields.
Right. We worked with Fields BMW for
my BMW, which has just been totaled. It is not at Fields. So let's be very, very clear.
And so we still have a good relationship with everybody at Fields. We're just not currently doing an advertising partnership.
I'm not endorsing right now. I haven't for a couple of months now. But my destroyed X5M is not, I repeat, is not at Fields.
I mean, last segment you didn't mention what dealership, and people are thinking, well, he's been doing commercials for Fields.
So I did not mention I did not mention the dealership yet, but it is not at Fields.
Okay.
My vehicle is at Fields.
Roxanne,
just to muddy the waters.
What, just for just regular scheduled maintenance?
Yes.
There you go.
No, it's not there physically right now, but I mean that's where it's at Fields.
Yeah. No, but I don't want anyone to think that my vehicle was at the field service department in Lakeland. It is not.
Okay.
It is not that BMW store.
A bunch of people messaged me like, we know who is Field.
No,
I just wanted to clear.
Text them all back that it's not at Fields.
That's what I did. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
So that vehicle came from Fields. So now I got to call up and say, hey, I'm not endorsing you right now, but can I still get a good deal on a brand new X5M to replace my destroyed totaled X5M?
Well, the insurance stuff is the insurance stuff. And, I'm sure you'll be treated right wherever you go.
Well, listen, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. I know 5, excluding Sarasota, there are 5 BMW stores in the area. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
For the right price, can I get you to go to BMW of Tallahassee?
I'll tell you, listen, I'm shopping price, man. I'm shopping price on and it's not a cheap vehicle. The X5M, it's not a cheap vehicle.
It's all relative.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm off kilter. I want to just take a nap right now.
Okay.
Well, did you like my solution that I offered during the break?
No, that's the worst thing I ever heard in my life.
It really was a terrible solution.
It really was.
It's awful.
I mean, if we had something called the Roxanne commercial show where she just spouts her crazy ideas and we're just looking at her like, well, that's never going to make it to air. But thanks. A for effort.
Something to just put a smile on your face. Just want to be one of those people that tries to make you laugh when you're down.
A guy from CarMax just sent me an email to MJ at MJ Morning Show. Hey, we have a 2024 X5. He sent me a link to it. Let me see.
Is it the M? Is it?
Nah, it's got to be an M.
It's not.
No, it's an X5 M60. No. I listen. The X5 M60 is a phenomenal vehicle. It is a fantastic car, but I got to replace it with the X5M, the full motorsports vehicle.
Is that what the M stands for?
Yeah, it's BMW M Motorsports. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I had no idea.
Yeah. So Hey, who sent this to me? It's a CarMax guy.
Good.
This is from Faisal. So, Faisal, thank you, buddy.
I appreciate the hustle.
I appreciate. No, really. He said, here's his phone number. I'm a veteran employee, 26 years at CarMax. No haggle concept. Take it or leave it. No hidden fees. Yeah, he said, don't look so distraught. Life goes on. Is he watching me on MJTV?
Everybody can see how pissed off you are.
Oh, man.
MJ, at the end of the day, it's just a machine.
It is.
In,
No,
Ger-
you're
in
right.
Germany,
You're right.
in Germany today, they're building a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, these are the X5 is built in South Carolina.
Whatever.
American built.
Then in South Carolina,
Yeah.
they're going to produce a bunch of it.
I know.
It's
I
just
know.
a
Listen,
machine.
I know.
It doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a soul.
I
It's
know.
not a person. You're okay.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes. Yeah, I
It's
know.
just
I
a
know.
car.
I know. Listen, I know that. I've had 23 or 24 BMWs. We've had a lot of BMWs. Might be 25. And listen, it's just upsetting. And I realize that once they're gone, they're gone. You forget about them. Except for my E39 M5s, man. Those were special cars. And I probably would still have my 2003 M5 E39. I was going to actually buy that one when the lease ran out.
Right.
But some lady in an Audi came flying out of Florida Mining Road off of Waters right in front of Ferguson and plowed me and just nailed the whole rear of the car. And I didn't want to buy the car after that, after it was in an accident. Yeah, she got ticketed. Chloe was in the back seat, by the way.
Whoa.
Yeah, we were going into Ferguson on Waters into their showroom to look at plumbing fixtures. This was when we were building our house. It was like 2003. And we were looking at some fixtures while we were building our house. And I'm in the left turn lane. This lady flies across and just nails me from the side road. God, man, that's I think my favorite of all time. The 2000 through 2003 BMW M5, the E39s were just what a car! What a freaking car! All right, 9:36 at the MJ Morning Show. Listen, I don't know if I can do anything else. I'm shutting down here, man. I'm just upset.
You're gonna be okay.
I might have to just cocoon myself and cancel my reunion trip.
Oh,
You're
no,
not
don't
gonna
do
do
that.
that.
The reunion trip will take your mind off of it. I just went to the restroom and I just looked in the mirror and I was like, geez, I look haggard today. No makeup.
I meant
the
to tell
kids
you
have been
that.
wearing me out.
You're looking rough.
Yeah, and
No,
I'm feeling.
Roxanne, I'm kidding. You look fine.
Well, I'm putting
You
on
know,
makeup for the last 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah,
I was like, geez,
that's
how
productive.
can people even watch MJTV with this haggard-looking self? So
that's
trying to
productive.
spruce up. You've got your
You
problem
look-
with your car.
you
I've
look-
got my
you-
problem with my face.
You look fine.
You know what she said?
USAA is going to total your face.
They need to. They need to.
I noticed no difference with you. Makeup or no makeup, you look fine.
Oh, I
Roxanne
appreciate
said to
that.
me in the hallway.
Yeah. What?
She's like, "Oh, I have to apologize. I have no makeup on. I look rough. I'm so tired. I'm sorry I look so bad." And then we started walking down the hallway, and she's walking in front of me, and she stops and she turns around and she says, "But I do have a cute butt, though."
How dare you? I'm going to report that to HR. How dare you say that, Fester?
And I was like, I didn't agree or disagree.
I don't know if I've ever looked at Roxanne's butt.
It's
No need.
It's a show.
I don't think I've ever looked. Hold on, her butt is a show?
It's a show. I'll tell you what, man.
So you've looked at her butt?
I don't think there's a day that we've been employed here that I haven't. Just because I look down when I walk. I'm a down looker walker.
Hey, I got a warning for everybody. There's a new, this is lovely, a new Android banking Trojan that steals money. And that no antivirus software as of right now can detect it. What the hell? You know what? I've said this before. Cyber crooks, the boiler rooms like in Africa, the boiler rooms like in
India,
Eastern Europe, maybe India or Pakistan. I think we ought to drone missile those places. That to me, those are acts of war against Americans. All these financial scammers, we ought to hellfire missile those places. We ought to identify them and blow them to freaking kingdom come. That's what I would do if I was president. I would authorize freaking missile strikes on all of these boiler room, internet, and cyber theft scam operations internationally.
Well, I just got a I assume this is cyber theft they're trying to do to me. I got an email that says I can get a job for making $5,000 a day. Where did it go? Oh, I deleted it and sent it to trash. But I knew it was a scam because not only is $5,000 a day
Less
sound a
than what
little
you make
ridiculous,
now.
but it was sent by Valtrex. Isn't that a medication for an STD? That's the email that sent it to me.
Valtrex?
Yes.
Hold on, what's Valtrex? Which one is that?
Valtrex. Oral use.
It can treat herpes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
There
here
you
we go. Valtrex
Yeah.
can treat herpes virus infections, including shingles, cold sores, and genital herpes. Hey, if you've had chicken pox, the virus is inside of you.
It's in there.
Yeah. Hey,
It's
I got my double dose of that shot.
Oh, you told the shingles shot.
I got the shingles shot. Yeah.
And
'Cause
how did
it's
that work out for
It's
you?
very effective. Well, I haven't had shingles yet.
So far, so good.
far, I got it like 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Any side effects?
And I had eyeball fallout, but other than that,
Other
no,
than
no,
that,
I had zero side effects. No, I got one shingle shot, and then you wait like 3 months or something, and then you go back get the second one, and I think it's like 90% effective to like ward off shingles. Because if you had chicken pox, the virus is inside. My kids love that. When that commercial came on and the guy would say that, if you've had chicken pox, the virus is living inside of you. My kids would walk around the house just saying that. Like, what's wrong with my kids? Anyway, let me go back to the Android thing. Yeah, this is disturbing. Cyber criminals have been ramping up dangerous attacks since September. No antivirus engines have detected the retooled version of Cerebus, or is it Cherubus? Cerberus. Now, I've heard of this. I've heard of this virus. To evade detection, the Trojan now includes session-based droppers, native libraries, and encrypted payloads. It employs keylogging, overlay attacks, and virtual network computing, a remote screen sharing protocol. The campaign generates domains on the fly using a domain generation algorithm. Anyway, there is a new Trojan virus that can infect Android phones that none of the malware detectors can find. Well, obviously they need to go to work and figure out how to, engineer it so they can. Because like I have malware bytes on my computer. So my laptops, my wife and I, we use malware bytes, and they're constantly updating. It's constantly up because they're all the new threats that pop up like by the hour. They've got all kinds of engineers and software geeks that are trying to figure out how to detect and find the new virus, and they're constantly updating. But I guess there's nothing on the phone at this point.
I'll be on the lookout for it.
So heads up on that. If you want to do a little research, just look for new Android banking virus, Trojan. And if you want to read and get more in the weeds on that thing, feel free. All right, 9:42 at the MJ Morning Show. Let's see, what else before we get out of here? Mr. Beast.
What about him?
Well, he's had a rough patch. There were some accusations made against Mr. Beast.
I have to tell you, my kids, Fester's kids have been into Mr. Beast. My kids just got into him like within the last couple of days, and we've been watching some of his videos, and I have to say I like what he does.
Yeah, listen, but there have been some issues. I don't have time to get into it here. We'll do this on Monday.
Okay.
But there's a news story that came out that I saw last night, and I'm like, what? Huh? And this is not him, but there are some issues with Mr. Beast that have popped up where some accusations were made, and we'll be really fair about it. Let's address this on Monday, but the reason why I'm bringing him up, and this is just unfair, outside of Chicago, somebody hacked into those digital billboards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have the regular static billboards that have the vinyls, and then you have the digital billboards that change like every 8 seconds with different ad copy. You see them along all the roads. And in Chicago, somebody hacked some Outfront billboards, which Outfront and Clear Channel, they're the big operators, Lamar, here in the Tampa Bay area. Oh, God. Somebody put up with a Palestinian flag as the background, F Israel, the full word, and then it said paid for by Mr. Beast.
I mean, that's kind of his light blue font that he uses.
Oh my God, that is awful. So somebody put up F Israel and what else?
Death to
death to Israel, and then on the bottom of the board it says paid for by Mr. Beast LLC. That is a dirty trick. Oh my God. Holy crap.
Wait.
All right, we got to roll. I got to catch a flight. I got to get my hair cut. I got to grieve for my 2024 X5M.
And we have to hear about it.
Jesus.
I'm sorry it happened.
Yeah.
It's just a car. Hey, MJ.
I know.
In perspective of all of the damage that happened during Helene, this is something to be grateful for. I mean, I know it's hard to see the silver lining today.
But I feel bad for all when I walked last night, when I'm walking the neighborhood and I see all the people with their damaged homes and all their belongings out still, and the floodwaters from Helene. And then of course followed up by Milton. I'm just sick to my stomach. I ache for these people.
Sure.
That, the people in Froggy's neighborhood in Baycrest.
Froggy directly. He had 3 feet of water in his house.
I know.
So if you can look back and say, hey, after Helene, I lost a car.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
I know.
It's in perspective.
It's nothing compared to the people and their homes and their displacement. I get it. All right, folks, have a great weekend. I'm going to go to my 40th high school reunion in Virginia Beach, Cox High School, and I'll give you a full report on Monday. Hey, follow my Instagram because I'll be happy to post some photos and videos during my reunion weekend. I'm just curious to see what some of the hot girls look like today.
Yeah, they're curious to see what you look like on the other way.
All right, folks, have a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday with Roxanne and Fester and Andrew. This is the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. And do me a favor. Can we have a moment of silence for my BMW?
No!
Okay. All right, do me a favor, folks. Let's be careful out there. Don't miss Zero Res Carpet Cleaning's thrilling fall sale. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $129 when you mention me, MJ, on Q105. Schedule online at